Shalom, family. It's good to see you all. How you doing, KD?
Shalom, Lisa. How you doing?
All right, we got a lot to talk about. Hi, LVZ. You should have the link. I ate a salad. Okay. All right. So, we're going to talk about a variety of different topics. This was a crazy week, you know? And I know you heard about Carolyn Bryant, KD.
Oh, ding dong, the old bitch is dead. About time.
Mhm. Yeah, that's pretty much what a lot of people said, you know?
Now I know people gonna have an issue with the timing and all, but the one thing I'm never gonna question is the Most High's timing. I said it's about damn time.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying it was messed up that she got to live a full life and Emmett Till didn't. How you doing, LVZ?
Carol Pat. What's up, y'all?
Oh man, we got a lot. Have y'all heard about that feud that's going on between Candace Owens and Steve Crowder?
Steven Crowder.
I
I heard
heard, I
I've
heard
been
about it.
catching bits and pieces of it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah, I
play.
heard about it.
I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna speak. Unfortunately, my throat is a little scratchy this evening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio to the article so y'all can hear. Steve Crowder is upset with Candace Owens because he's going through a divorce and she's been putting stuff out there about him and his ex-wife, and he's upset about it. And he said Candace, along with other uh, right-wing folks on, YouTube and different social media sites, are trying to extort him. That's what he's saying. Candace is one of other people out here trying to extort him. And he was upset that she even put his personal business out like that. But we know Candace, right?
Yeah. Look, shit, it ain't no zaddy that she don't know. Look, I don't know what to say. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it, y'all. All right, hold on. Let me share. Okay. If you can see my screen, give me a one because I don't want to get started. And then folks are saying, I can't see nothing. Give me a one if you can see my screen. Because this has been really, it's really exploding online now, you know? All right, here we go.
Steven Crowder's extortion war with Candace Owens blows up. By Kelly Weil. Messy. The right-wing media personality accused rivals of trying to extort him over his separation. They say that's bullshit. Right-wing shock jock Steven Crowder tossed a grenade into the conservative web show world this week when he accused fellow pundit Candace Owens of trying to extort him with details of his divorce, a separation he blamed on his wife. Days later, Crowder is now on the back foot, with Crowder's attorney reportedly rebuffing a cease and desist letter from Owens, and with Crowder's ex-wife's family releasing a statement accusing Crowder of emotional abuse. Crowder, the host of the show Louder with Crowder, has been in divorce proceedings since 2021, he announced on his show on Tuesday. Crowder claimed he made the announcement in response to veiled threats from rivals on the right, namely Candace Owens, who hosts her own show on The Daily Wire. Crowder played clips from a January episode of Owens' show, in which Owens attributed a feud between Crowder and The Daily Wire to unspecified personal issues in Crowder's life. Crowder suggested that those comments, plus alleged behind-the-scenes attacks, amounted to extortion, and that Owens was threatening to leak information about his divorce. If you're familiar with the idea of extortion, then you know the feeling well, Crowder told his audience, going on to claim that some other issues or inferences have been more pernicious behind the scenes with demands and threats to use this information, which they believe would be so publicly embarrassing to me and my wife in a difficult time that it could be used, knowingly putting my children in harm's way. Owens has
Huh?
denied extortion allegations, and told the Daily Beast she sent Crowder a cease and desist. On Thursday, she said, she received a response from his lawyer stating that she did not have grounds for a defamation lawsuit. I sent him a cease and desist based off his claims, which made it very clear that he was accusing me of extortion and heavily insinuating that something happened behind the scenes where I somehow threatened him and his child, Owens told the Daily Beast. His lawyer came back and basically said that my claims were not actionable because he was using the term extortion as a feeling. The attorney's letter states that Mr. Crowder's opinions fall far short of any defamation. At most, he has merely opined comparatively the feeling of certain misconduct to his own present state of being again. At most they are simply reminiscent in Mr. Crowder's personal opinion of the specifically referenced type of misconduct. A Crowder spokesperson did not return the Daily Beast's request for comment. So essentially he, Crowder, knew he was lying, Owens alleged. He knew what people would discern from it, but now he's backtracking it privately by trying to make it seem like my video made him feel like it could have been extortion. Which is obviously bullshit, but this is what Steven Crowder does. He lies for a living. Owens theorized that Crowder made his announcement now, after his once ally Owen Benjamin leaked news of Crowder's divorce this week. She also speculated that the announcement was meant to distract from a recent interview in which a former Crowder employee accused Crowder of censoring him. Crowder and Owens' feud dates back to January, when Crowder went public with a job offer he'd received from Owens' employer, the Daily Wire. Crowder slammed the $50 million deal as a slave contract that would subject him to big tech censorship, namely because the Daily Wire reserved the right to dock Crowder's pay if his channel, which frequently promotes racist, sexist, and anti-LGBT material, got demonetized or suspended. Crowder released a recorded phone call with the Daily Wire's CEO, leading to a counteroffensive from Daily Wire personalities like Owens. In the clip from Owens' January show, she described Crowder's actions as the possible result of personal distress. Steven has a lot going on, I guess is the best way to say it. He has a lot going on, and that should be clear because people don't do stuff like this if there's not a lot going on in their life, Owens said in the clip. She later added that, I am unsure at this moment if it is my place to say more than that. Maybe if I feel, in further defense, something should be said, or maybe if I feel that the public has a right to understand certain circumstances. On Thursday, Crowder's ex-wife Hillary's family released a statement and video footage to writer Yashar Ali, accusing Crowder of emotional abuse. The truth is that Hillary spent years hiding Steven's mentally and emotionally abusive behavior from her friends and family while she attempted to save their marriage. She was the one who
Stop
was
right there, Lisa.
relationship
Stop right there, Lisa.
marriage intact for their unborn children, the statement read. The family went on to accuse Crowder of choosing not to be.
Okay.
I was about to say, because I saw that video.
Mhm.
And yeah, Steven Crowder, his wife was pregnant, and he was sitting there yelling at her, basically like, bitch, go make me a sandwich. Oh, so you don't want to make me a sandwich? Yelling at her about a sandwich while she was pregnant, just bitching at her, laying there smoking a cigar. He's a real motherfucker. When I looked at him myself, I said, damn, that's how you treat your pregnant wife, Slim? But then you want somebody to care about your kids. You ain't give a fuck about your kid when it's in her belly.
Mhm. Mhm.
He
So
was
butt
seriously.
sore because he's butt sore because Candace is putting his business out on Front Street.
But that's his wife that did that, though. I
Right.
ain't even defending
Right.
Candace Owens. She
You're
ain't said much.
Yeah, I guess she had, from what I'm gathering, she had a show back in January just dropping some of the things that was going on with him. And I think he got butt sore over that.
What I seen it on Majority Report or something like that. I seen it on one of these little news joints I seen. And I said, oh, that's the dude louder with Crowder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Straight up misogynist type dude. You kind of knew he got that type of energy with him.
Yeah, he sure does. Yeah.
You kind of knew.
Yeah, he was humiliating her. Yeah.
And
Well,
also
it's
somebody
kind
else.
of
Oh, Bougie Bobby saw it. Yeah, she was pregnant as hell. And seriously, yeah, he was humiliating his wife.
Yeah.
Humiliating his wife, though, KD.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this kind of reminds me of, when the Rona blew up. I heard a lot of this going on with a lot of the enemies, relationships, where their husbands are getting pissed off because they're not getting work and, take it out on their wife. There was a bunch of DV going on during the Rona. And this whole
So,
Crowder situation is really no different. It's just a continuation of that.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's also an insight to these far right incel types. That's why you don't have no woman. You sit there yelling at her while she pregnant and
It's not.
stuff like that, like old bitch.
Yeah, right. But
That's
it's
why.
not about him asking her to make one sandwich. So don't try to act like that's the only thing that happened in their marriage. She
Come
is
on,
saying
dude.
that he's been putting up with years of abuse from
Of
him.
abuse.
It ain't about
And
no
she was,
one sandwich and no one incident.
yeah. And then she made the motherfucker the sandwich. He was complaining about the sandwich,
Right.
like old bitch. Get your ass up and make the sandwich. I don't know. We got a lot of motherfucking soy boys up in this joint. I ain't had nobody had this. Look, you make the sandwich, I'm appreciative of it. If I don't
Mm-hmm.
like it, I'll adjust it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it, and that's all.
I
Why you
think
gotta
I
make a
think real
big deal
talk.
out of every goddamn thing?
I think real talk is Brandon's falling apart, and he feel like he losing everything. And I feel like that's why he had this issue, with it, not just with his woman, but he even had employees, leave his brand because of the same problem.
Yeah.
I heard of a couple of employees the other day. They came out with podcasts, saying that he displayed the same damn attitude towards them because
Mm-hmm.
he's also
Right.
controlling.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, there you go. So I guess it's just the thought that Candace is talking about it. I think that's blowing his mind.
Right, that's all.
Mm,
And look, Candace, he should already know Candace is a backstabber.
yeah.
Man, Candace in it for herself. And she ain't never met a zaddy who face she ain't in. Pretty
Right.
soon though, they gonna pass the word, man. Look, you can't trust this black bitch. She's a
Mm-hmm.
black Jezebel hussy.
Yep.
That's what they gonna start
Oh,
calling.
and
A,
and
ugly
speaking of the
foot
damn,
Jezebel hussy.
and speaking of the damn grifter, she's really one incident away from dropping off the ball her damn self. So she better be careful.
Oh, bullshit with them ashy ass, ugly ass feet.
I remember that. I
Oh,
remember that. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. You know we're gonna talk about Cleopatra. We're gonna talk
oh
about
yeah.
Cleopatra. It's coming on Netflix May 10th. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning in to watch it. And so they're upset because I guess they didn't pick somebody that looked like Elizabeth Taylor to play Cleopatra. And and I want y'all to keep something in mind. The ones that are saying over in Egypt that are saying Cleopatra was not black are the colonizers, the
I was
invaders,
about to say
not the
those
original Egyptian people. These are the ones that colonized and invaded and been there ever since. Those are the ones
these,
complaining.
these was the Greek people and the
Mm,
Roman people who invaded, and these olive skinned Egyptians now that showed up.
those are
Cleopatra father was Nubian.
right.
Yeah. Her
Her,
father was a Nubian. That's
yeah,
that's not no light skinned nigga from motherfucking Norway.
right. So you gotta understand where the complaining is coming from. It's not coming from the original Egyptian people that are there. It's coming from the colonizers. So just remember that. Those are the big complainers about her being black.
And speaking of the damn colonizers, didn't they come out the damn caves lying I mean, when did they ever tell the truth?
But you know what, KD? I'm glad you kind of said that, because by the time they emerged from those caves, Egypt was already ancient.
Yeah.
Literally Johnny come latelys.
Super Johnny come lately.
They did have rulership in Egypt, but it was the shortest one. What was it? 3 years, y'all? 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They had the
Mm-hmm.
shortest reign in Egypt. That's what they won't tell you. They act like they ruled it from the beginning to end, and that's a lie. That's a lie. They did.
All I know is this. If they were there, why them cocksuckers can't make another pyramid?
Because they didn't make it in the first place. Well,
exactly.
How you gonna make a pyramid and sunscreen didn't even exist, and sunscreen exists now, and y'all still frying out there.
Exactly.
Come on. Okay,
I don't know
so
why I got this feedback like that.
is coming from. The complaining are not coming from the melanated Egyptians. It's not coming from them. Just understand that.
It's coming from them imitation white Arabs, y'all.
Yes. That's where all the moaning and groaning is coming from. Yes.
I mean, the whole damn planet started off Melanese. So how the hell they come in the picture before them caves? They never did.
Mike Lewis, thank you so much for the super chat. Great job. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing it on Netflix. There's a couple of them that are coming out. There's Queen Charlotte. You know, y'all remember the biracial woman that ruled in UK? That's coming out on the 4th on Netflix. Cleopatra will be out on the 10th. And I don't know if any of you got HBO, but Donna Summers, her documentary is coming out, I believe, on the 20th of the month, but it's going to be on HBO. So I'm going to watch all of them.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, outside influence, y'all. Just remember that. Outside influence. And then, of course, I had people come in my comment section. She was Greek, this, and this. Okay, so you saw her, huh? you saw her. You know,
she was not Greek.
There is a problem when the colonizers are the ones telling you what she is. And they are not even the original people of the land. So I don't want to hear from colonizers. That's all I'm saying.
She was Greek with a Nubian father.
Mm-hmm.
I just would have put a question mark in there.
Well, France
she
had
was Greek.
A sister, and they said her sister was definitely had African in her from their bone, you know, from the bone structure. They said she was definitely African, and that was her half sister. They shared the same mom, you know. So I don't want to hear from colonizers. That's all I'm saying. If you are a colonizer and you are not a native to the land and you're complaining about Cleopatra, I don't want to hear from you. That's it. Because I had a few come in my comment section. I don't want to hear from colonizers. All right. Moving on. Now this one is kind of humorous.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get okay, so this dude, he donated his sperm. They're saying there's over 500 children from his sperm. He kept donating and donating and donating. Well, some of these women know each other, and they're afraid these kids are going to, because they live around each other. It's not like they live far away or anything like that. And they're saying that they're afraid some of these kids are going to grow up, meet, get married, or start dating, and they're actually brothers and sisters. So the court ordered him not to donate no more sperm. If he donates sperm again, he's got to pay a $110,000 fine over 500 children. I said, boy, there's no man in the hood that got that many kids.
Look at this pack of wood. Look at this pack of wood.
Yeah.
500?
Mm-hmm. Instead, he just
That's
kept back and donating, and then he would go back and donate, and then he'd go back. And I said, damn, how many cups did you do this in? So, yeah. It said they have tracked that he has had over 500 children. These women live all around each other. They're saying they're just petrified these kids are going to grow up, date, and have a bunch of inbred kids because they won't know their brothers and sisters.
They are. Oh, they was gonna do that anyway. Stop faking. They need to stop the bullshit. They was gonna do that anyway. But you know what I'm saying? That look, the good thing, the weird thing is when the school shooting happens, you know, it'll all be family there and at the funeral. So that's all we know.
Oh no. Yeah. Can you imagine the whole school said that was my sister? That was my brother.
Yeah, that's what I said. Everybody will be close, you know. That way, you know, all families will be upset at that school shoot. And then it'll be the brother that did it.
Well, who the hell knows? It could have been possible in all these other shootings. We just didn't hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, we know, yes, we did, KD. It normally start with the granddad, the father, and then it trickled down to the school.
Yeah. No, he don't have to get a vasectomy, but they won't take any more donations from him.
Look at all these fatherless children running around. He should just take accountability and pull himself up by his bootstrap.
All them kids, he better pray they don't ask for child support.
They'd do that if he was black.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, Santee?
I'm doing great. I thought you didn't send me a link, and then I looked up and you already had. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I'm sitting there like, damn, I can't even go ahead and politic with my buddies. And I look back, I said, she did send you a link. I'm like, oh, she ain't forget about me. How y'all doing? That's the question.
All right.
Hey, what's up with the bottom line, Santee?
I'm happy to be alive, man. I feel blessed, man. I feel good every day. I feel blessed. I feel humbled.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Oh, well, you just missed a few things. We just got finished talking about Cleopatra and how they're in an uproar talking about she's not black, and they're upset that a black actress is going to be playing Cleopatra on Netflix.
Well, I mean, that kind of throws the hat in when you have the imitation of Egyptians being played by every white person that they can get their hands on. All right. We understand that Caucasian people were nowhere near the pyramids. You weren't around the pyramids. You get no credit for the pyramids. All right. All this type of skin cancer and stuff like that. There's no way genetically that you could have built anything out here like the pyramids. And now you see the levees swinging. Y'all remember we had the same problems when Idris Elba was a nominee to be the new 007 character. They was really in a panties about that, about a black person.
That ain't even a character, though.
Right.
Exactly. Just the thought of them being a fake. Yeah.
Yeah, and they did that with Little Mermaid, too.
Yeah, and all this stuff here, even down to the damn Rocky Balboa statue. Like, this is disgusting. They got like Ryan Paul in that other one. Like, they have to keep like generating fake cartoon characters to feel some type of way about themselves, because the actual status of man versus man here, as we should say in that dialogue, never looks well in their favor. That's why they had to boost Tyson Fury and the Lomachenko's up as fast as they could. because they
Yeah.
understood that this is going to last for 5 minutes. They're going to get some of that Gary Cooney like treatment. Right. You'll be here for 5 minutes. And then after that, here, when you get dusted, we have to go back to reality. So the way they sustain that, it is to put your Rocky Balboa statues everywhere and your Ryan Pauls with fake boxing matches. This is disgusting here today. But
Yeah.
as far as that there, I feel like chicken's coming home to roost.
Uh-huh. Mike
Mhm.
C, thank you for the super sticker. Mike Lewis, thank you for the super chat. Never knew someone could jack that many times. It should be numb by I know, right? I'm wondering how
No,
many trips he made to the sperm donation place. How many
that
times did
motherfucker. I hate to be introduced to this motherfucker, get a job interview. Hey, how you doing? Nah, motherfucker, I don't want to shake your hand. I know where the fuck it's been. Just sit your ass down. Nah, look, every penny feel like burn that motherfucker. No, nobody touch it. Don't touch the pen. Don't touch the doorknob, Lysol, everything. You
Mhm.
know what this little caveman been doing? He been snatching it like Kyrie Irving.
Mhm. Ricky DD, thank you so much for the super chat. I don't want to have no children. Yeah, I mean, children is not for everybody, you know.
Well, he got 500. Shit,
He
this
got
Peckerwood.
You can go get one of his.
Yeah.
He got 500 babies.
Oh my
See
lord!
what the age range is between these children, because a lot of them had to be born the same year. You know,
Mm-mm.
a lot of them had to be born the same year.
500, Lisa. Do you know that's like 5, 10 college football team?
Mhm.
It could be a whole. Look, he could look. He could. One of his kids could literally write a rap album and sell that shit just to his family out the trunk of his car for $5. This motherfucker gonna get paid.
Yeah, yeah.
He gonna get paid. Just
Mm.
sell it to the family. If he start a YouTube channel, he could go live in like 20 minutes. All he gotta do is just everybody he related to.
Yeah, which is
Talk
probably
about I got a big family. That's
Mhm.
some bullshit right there. And then they talk about us. Hey, these niggers that run around having 12, 5, and 6 babies off of welfare. This motherfucker had 500 off of welfare.
Yeah, right.
How
Mm.
many more running around doing that?
I don't know, but he just looking at his clothes, he don't seem like the most extravagant man at all.
No, just looking at Adam Lanza, it lets me know that he might be the result of one of them. Just looking at some of these, look at the Joker guy, the guy that shot up. You know, tell me he don't look like a test tube baby. It's a nah, y'all laughing. Look, I'm serious. I walk around and look. They're like, hey, they be talking stuff about black people. They're like, hey, he's probably a crack baby. Yeah, but more than likely, little Billy that went crazy in the school, he's the test tube baby. Cause you
Mhm.
know their sperm don't work. So it's just one guy. It's like one meth head surfer. He's just yanking it into a motherfucking tube. And there you go.
Mhm.
It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. I know y'all heard about this one. Did y'all hear about this one? In Texas, this man, I guess he goes out in the back and he starts shooting. You know how they'll go out there and shoot a bottle, shoot a can.
Yeah.
Well, the neighbor had a baby and they were putting the baby down for a nap and just asked him to pretty much keep it down because, they're trying to let their baby take a nap, and he got upset, went next door, and blew all 5 of them in the house away.
God damn.
And he's been on the run. So there's a manhunt. This actually came out just before we came on, this update. So 200 officers are looking for him. They said at this point he may not even be in Texas no more. He could be anywhere. Literally be anywhere.
Oh, they know where he is. What's his name? What's his name, Lisa?
He's a Latino guy.
Exactly. Something Rodriguez, something Lopez,
Pull it up.
Hernandez, Gonzalez, whatever. I know that's how they like you to say Hernandez, Herrera.
It's Francisco Oropesa, 38 years old.
So this Miguel went on a date. So this Miguel got pissed off, killed his neighbors because they told him to calm it down.
Yes, and
more than likely, his fucker was a illegal immigrant.
Yeah, well, he killed 4 adults and 1 8-year-old boy in the house. That's who he killed.
Good night. Yeah. And they don't want to give us reparations.
They don't even like when we have guns, but it's okay for this. But it was okay for this fucking Miguel to have a gun, though. Fuck out of here.
Name his the place that this happened in is called Cleveland, Texas. That's where it's in Cleveland, Texas. Yeah, you're right.
Bet you that's the sundown.
It's undocumented. That's another reason why he ran.
Yeah, I bet you it's a sundown town. Cleveland, Texas. It's probably a sundown town.
Cleveland, Texas is where it happened. And they said there was a manhunt going on. There $80,000 for anybody that got information. And, and they said, they're saying they don't know where he is. He could be anywhere at this point.
Man, how the fuck do we know? If they don't know, we don't know. Don't ask me no questions. That's your job. Do your damn job.
Cleveland, Texas is near Houston. Okay. All right.
It's near Houston, y'all.
I say let the other Miguel snitch on him. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah. Gary Johnson says it's near Houston. Okay. Wow. Yeah, well, it made big news when it happened, because it's such a, so many people were killed. But we shall see if they're able to locate him.
They need to call ICE.
Yeah, there's a couple of Marias up in there. Marias that'll rat on them and shit. I say let their own people do it.
All right.
Go.
Let's see. Because I know many of you know Larry Elder. Larry Elder is running for president.
For what?
Well, he claimed
that man gonna get.
Well, the homeless people already ran him the hell up on out of Skid Row when he went down there for his photo op. Remember, they were throwing eggs at him, running him out of there. That was funny. that was funny. And Larry said when he runs, he also want to fix. Listen, y'all, he wants to fix the Black community. Now, would you trust Larry Elder to fix our community? He don't even think you should have reparations.
What's that? By what? Making all the kids coons?
I guess so.
I'm going to buy all your children tap shoes, and I'm going to teach them how to buck dance at an early age. That way, they can grow up and work for a master and be very happy.
And if your kids have no legs, we'll get them prosthetic legs with tap shoes. We'll make sure they can tap dance no matter what.
But wait a damn minute. How you gonna claim to fix a community that he distances himself from and never been a part of?
Well, yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. How, he's so opposed to the Black community What does he? How does he define fixing it? You know, by bringing in more police, you know, and stuff
Th-
like that. Is that what he's
That's
talking?
exactly how he defines fixing it.
Is,
I'm going to bring in the police.
that's it. How he gonna fix?
I'm,
Mm-mm.
I don't know what is going on. This motherfucker gonna get 12 votes.
Yeah, that's what I said on my video. I say he ain't gonna win. Ain't no way. That many people like Larry Elder. Okay, there's no way. Mm-mm-mm.
The coon. Look at this coon.
It's really sad. Look, you got Tim Scott that's running for the GOP. You got Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Larry Elder, and Donald Trump.
But you know who gonna win that?
Mm-mm-mm.
Not
No,
that, not that I give a damn, not that I give a damn about any of them, but I think they're gonna pick the Satan to be the nominee.
no, they're not going to pick him, KD. He just recently, like a week ago, went to Washington, D.C. to get some endorsements. Not one GOP in Congress or the Senate would endorse him. And he was pissed.
Yep.
They
He-
won't,
He got
they
nothing.
won't endorse Ron DeSantis.
Right. Because they know here from the standards of Trump owning him in public there and him running to go after Joe Biden afterwards, that cowardly stance there sticks with you. All right. So even though he tried to play it off somewhat, all right, they look at that from a thing. Are you just some conspiracy theorist that just wants to go ahead and shout a few words at Biden, or can you actually hold your own? Is there some actual identity to Ron DeSantis? And the truth is, there isn't. He does not have any character. He came up in the game straggling off of Trump's testicles.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Ricky DD.
But then said he trying to do it off this old Disney fight that he been having. Because I remember the Satan was the one that didn't even let the Caribbeans off into Florida, and now he's trying to do the same thing with this Disney fight. That's
Yeah.
what the Satan is all about right now.
I want to thank Ricky DD for the super chat. He said Larry Elder can eat a biscuit, but see, that's what he's trying to get our kids to do. What's he going to do? Send trays of biscuits around to the hood?
Yeah. Every morning. Every morning before your kids sing the Pledge of Allegiance, I will give them a honey butter biscuit and they shall eat it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What is he going? That's what I thought about. I said, what is this man going to do for the black community? He detests the black community.
I will teach them about such heroes as Clarence Thomas, Colin Powell. He'll teach them about all the buck dancers.
Yeah.
He'll teach them about John Lewis. I'll teach you about great men like that. What?
Right.
Nah, man, my kid getting the fuck out to school. I'm homeschooling, nigga. That's it.
Right. He'll sit there with crumbs on his lip from a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. All right. And then wag his finger at you here, Hawks, about how you need to work harder. This is what he'll do for you. All right. About how you haven't done enough.
He gonna know. Nah, Isaiah Henderson just said it. So actually, look, he gonna send our kids to sex education by Herschel Walker.
You know, there was an article about Herschel that came out this week, and they were like, where is Herschel? They think he done left Georgia. Him and his wife left Georgia because, you know, he was living in Texas and then conveniently moved back to Georgia to run for the Senate. And they said nobody has seen or heard from or even spoken to Herschel. They don't even think he's in the state anymore. He done left.
Right.
Oh my Lord.
I'm telling you. See, well, he gonna teach you American history with Allen West. Allen West will be out there. They're gonna teach you about black history, about great men like Herman Cain, the pizza man. Look,
Mhm.
nah, man. Fuck no. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
he's
America under
all he gonna do is try to rip off Trump's slogan instead of "Make America Great Again," make biscuits great again. That's
great? Yeah.
But this is a man that couldn't even. But
Look,
this is a man that couldn't even bake biscuits in California. If he couldn't bake biscuits in California, what the hell makes you think he's gonna run a race for?
Yeah, but you know what? When they did that recall election, I knew Gavin Newsom wasn't going to get kicked out of office. That for Larry
Yeah.
Elder,
correct.
I don't.
Exactly. And you have to, for these carbon copy Sambos, to even have the things relatable to a convenient Sambo like a Stephen A. Smith, you must first create your own character. And a lot of these buck dancing Sambos are bland. They repeat the same things the other coons say. There's no true sharpness or originality about the Samboism. All right, nothing to dazzle you. If everybody is bootlicking and they got a line from here to Crenshaw, well, then obviously their tools are got to be in some type of shape here to throw them at us.
Mm-hmm.
Can't come in
Chocolate,
here with new character. And that
chocolate.
goes to Ron DeSantis too, as well, with the Donald Trump thing, because at the end of the day, you strip Trump from his ideology, the levels of him, and who is Ron DeSantis? But a conspiracy theorist running in front of judges here, Halls, getting his head smacked for all these bullcrap laws that he knows is not going to pass.
Yeah. Chocolate Knight 2, thank you for the super chat. I think he was Django reincarnated. Yeah. Larry Elder, yeah. Definitely.
No, that's Steven reincarnated, not Django.
Django, yeah, Django was the down guy. We like him.
Yeah,
Ricky DD said he also looked like a Hershey bar. Who, Larry Elder?
He look like a brown M&M.
Yeah. You know, you like the colorful ones, and Larry Elder wants all the brown ones because he's
right.
black.
He's a California. Yes, he is. I like white milk, white toast, egg whites.
Y'all remember they said he was wilding out with his wife, smoking weed and pulling pistols. He said he was threatening her in there. He was smoking loud and going off.
That old blonde woman he was with. Yeah, I heard about that. But I had heard Larry Elder was a hard drug user for many years. I'm not shocked.
Yeah, he looked like a cokehead. He do.
When you got to sacrifice your butt cheeks every day, man, and you got to walk in and be a rug for old white men, I mean, your whole existence here, look, something has to drift the pain off of these Sambos. All right? I mean, that's literally sacrificing your dignity every day you wake up here, Halls. It ain't no surprise to me.
Are you saying that every time he dances a jig, he snorts a line? Oh, there is no black. What about black on black crime? George Floyd died of fentanyl. I just can't. He be at home. I can't live with myself. I'm just a Sambo, crying and shit.
Oh, it is. It's internalized, man. It is. You absolutely
look, this nigga in there crying, eating unsalted collard greens and shit, and flavorless baked chicken. That nigga trying to get in touch with his blackness. The cornbread won't come out right, y'all. Just he can't. That's why he got mad at his white.
He got no McCormick, no dash seasoning, no nothing.
Exactly. That's why his wife.
Don't forget the Steelers watermelon. Don't forget that.
She was probably boiling his chicken and putting it on the plate unseasoned.
Unseasoned. You're not even gonna bake it.
And don't forget the Steelers watermelon he be chopping on too.
Yeah. That's the only thing for dessert. What do you like?
Yeah, she said he was physically abusive to her too. Chocolate Night 2, I can't stand those lemonade and Hershey bar types. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, because that was around the time, Lisa, that they wouldn't do anything. You know, them racist Republicans wouldn't do nothing to him. You know, usually they don't mind throwing a black man on a barbecue, especially if it's something involving abuse to a white woman. Shit, they thought they might get something politically. They told that white woman, sure. They told huh?
Well,
let me see. I can pull a picture up of what she looked like, if just in case you never seen her.
I'm trying to tell you, that's one of the. You know, they give them. I believe this. Me and my dad say this all the time. I believe that Sambos are giving white women for being good Negroes. No bull. Like Ezekiel Elliott that used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. He had a problem, but they saw that he was a good boy. And they saw he always had trouble with his girlfriends. He go out and he get drunk and stuff. So all of a sudden they just found him a Becky, married him up, and he ain't had no more trouble. I said, man, let me tell you, I believe that they give these dudes white women.
Yeah. Don't they say
Michael Irvin?
That sounds correct, man. When you're in a plantation there or whatever that shit is, full of plantation bucks like the NFL halls, it sounds right for you to have certain workers around to keep people's temperament in order to what the status quo is. So, look, I have nothing against that statement. I second that. I believe that goes down as well, too, because these young ladies are rotated. Even when they do get divorces, they just go ahead to the next dude and then they go marry. It's just a group of them here, Halls. For some of them, let me say here, at least year to date. All right, where they just get passed on to the next superstar. Why are you put in place like this? You know? Hello?
Yeah, nah. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to tell you, I seriously believe that because I saw Michael Irvin just was talking. They gave this a Becky they gave to him. Mm-hmm. Hey, how you doing? What's his name? Hey, how you doing, Larry?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Lon. I've always dreamed of a Becky like you. Hey, I've thrown my whole race under the bus just for a smell of your sweet mayoed lips. Come here.
Yeah, and it's the little hard on the face white women, the disposable cash, in which they know they can throw off here the Sambo niggas. They might can get the plump joint, the Sarah Huckabee Sanders looking joint. You understand?
She's exactly what LVZ. Wait, she's exactly what LVZ said. White hair, white skin.
Look, man, he said I got a deal of a lifetime for you. I'm gonna back up a brick truck.
Hey, that's what. Look, let me tell you what Michael Irvin said. Look what Michael Irvin said. He said one day, he was going to a game, coming from a game, and somebody was trying to talk to him. He was like, look, man, I got about 7 blondes waiting for me. I got to talk. I'll talk to you later.
Jesus.
I said, remember, when he got caught, it was with a bunch of old blonde women. And that's why Jerry
was in a hotel lobby. Them damn people didn't even want to give him the video footage. He ain't do a damn thing.
No, Santi. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he was a youngin' and he was saying he played for the Cowboys. He was about to roll out, and one of his Miami Hurricane partners wanted to holler at him. He was like, look, we got to talk quick because I got like 7 blondes in the limousine waiting for me. I said, yeah, nigga. And that's why you got in trouble with that cocaine when you got caught with 3 of them blondes in a hotel room when you played as a football player. And Jerry Jones paid for him to get off because they give them white women.
Mm-hmm.
And that type of white woman that Lisa got on the screen is what they give them.
Yeah.
For being a good boy. They give them a butter biscuit and a Becky that's going to empty their bank account when they die because they're going to keep feeding them that unseasoned ass food. And this nigga ass going to die with no taste in his mouth like he should. Like a motherfucker big lip coon. That's
a big lip watermelon chewing Sambo. But they give them these tangibles here, Halls, to make sure that the dominant society is here. I ain't gonna call them tangibles, but the money that they get all right, to rake it back. This white woman is here for when you die and collapse. All right, none of these economic resources that you have left over, your home, your car, the vacation homes, all these other spots here, that goes back to white society. It's ours. All right, I don't want niggas to
And
get.
then she gonna marry, and then she gonna marry a racist white man, Santi, after he dies, and then spend all of Larry's money on racist policies.
That's what Tiger Woods' wife did.
I'm like, hold up. I
How would it
understand
be
why
different from messing with Larry Elder if she got a racist white man? How much different would it be?
Now I'm
A
starting
lot,
to understand why the school is against reparations. He's practicing reparations in reverse with his dumb ass.
Right. Because see this what I'm saying, Santi. Let this big Sambo. This is actually slavery. Let this big Sambo earn all the money we can and do all the damage he's able to do. Because Larry Elder is virtually ineffective. He's going to run a presidential campaign and hope that some people funnel some money in. He probably get like $20 worth of campaign money. Ain't nobody going to really be behind him. And he going to fizzle out financially over it. He ain't going to put no money up to it. It's just to get publicity.
Whatever money he get, he probably going to put it all in drugs.
Right. So what's going to happen, Santi, in the end, this man going to build this brand off being a Sambo. He made his money. And when he dies, she going to take it and marry a white supremacist and give the money back to them, like you said. But when she married this white supremacist is going to take all the money that this dumb black man earned and then use it against us when all his black ass was doing was just using the money to buy white women and cocaine.
Rinse and repeat.
AKA practicing reparations in reverse with his dumb ass.
She done left Larry. She said Larry was abusive and he did too many drugs. That's why she left.
Yeah.
So, but we know another one is probably there already. You know, if he runs for president, he may reveal her. But we know another one.
Right.
He got another one in the background.
She said he used to he would pull a hammer out on it when he would hit the loud. He would smoke some weed, get so paranoid, he'd start pulling the joint out on it. Right. Mm-hmm. That's what I heard.
Nah, you know what that is? That's the ancestors. The weed be letting you know when you hit that good shit, the ancestors talk to you. He's like, oh no, you trying to get me? You're going to turn me into the slave catcher. He pulled out the gun, started freaking out. He started thinking he was a slave trying to run away. What am I doing with the master's daughter? He was getting out of the sunken place.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
Hey, but you already behind enemy lines. You already behind enemy lines. You got pajamas on and everything. Right.
You saw the movie. You saw the movie, fool. Look, what happened? When that flash happened, he broke from out of the sunken place and said, wake up. No, run. When he hit that good weed, he broke out of the sunken place. Oh my God, I shouldn't be with the master's daughter. I'm lunching. I shouldn't do this. He cut on some Ice Cube. Next thing you know, he went down to one of them barbecues up on Crenshaw. Look, Larry Elder smoked some PCP one time, Santi. They said he went through on a Crip flag and just drove around the whole. It was out with the Roller 60s. He went down the marathon and bought him a Nipsey t-shirt. He woke up when he sobered up. He looked, oh my God, I can't believe what I've done.
This is very unfortunate, man.
I'm trying to say.
Well, Chris Shakur Yafi, thank you so much for the super chat. Shalom, Lisa. Shalom to you too. Yeah, so like I said, he probably already got one on the side. Oh yeah, I'll bring her out when I'm running for president.
Oh, I definitely believe that. Yeah, I believe that.
Said, how the hell a crackhead gonna help fix the community? Hold up. First of all, Yeah, he is a crackhead. Marion Barry just smoked crack. He wasn't a crackhead. He did fix the community.
Exactly. Right. And you got to get the difference right, man. No, because he
Yeah.
took care of this. He
He
paid
smoked
bills.
crack. He wasn't a crackhead. Larry Elder is a crackhead.
Yeah.
Anytime a black man say he against reparations, that nigga's a crackhead.
And the dumbass practice reparations in reverse.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All
There go
right.
my sis.
All right. So we got Miles Cosgrove that just got hired as a deputy
They
there.
don't get hired, they get transferred.
And a lot of people are upset that he can even do that because, according to what they're saying, it was his shots that actually murdered Breonna Taylor.
And that's all the more reason why in America he should be unemployed. He said white supremacy does not get fired, it gets transferred. And this is what we need.
See, my problem is when those officers killed Tyree Nichols, they quickly got rid of their peace license so that they can't go get another police job or get a job working for the sheriff's office. But these guys can kill and they just go to another town or another county and they get hired and nobody takes nothing away from them.
Because I have to agree with Santi. White supremacy gets transferred. See, look, if that was a black cop, that nigga couldn't be a security guard at a CVS guarding a chewing gum.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga could never get it. Matter of fact, if that was a black cop, after he get out of jail, that nigga couldn't get a fake badge out of bubblegum machine. They'll lock him up for impersonating the cop.
Uh-huh.
Yep, some of that good old Herschel Walker treatment, right? Yeah.
Right. No, he couldn't do the Herschel Walker. He pull out that Herschel back. Come here, nigga. You're going back. What did we tell you? You can't shoot. A black man better not kill a damn white cat walking across the street. Your ass gonna get some time.
Yeah, they're gonna at least send you away for a decade for killing a cat. All right, for a dog, they'll send you away for
cat.
Yeah,
white cat.
Yeah,
white dog.
Death penalty. Haven't seen or heard from Herschel since the loss. I haven't even heard. Then again, I haven't been looking. His son Christian, he used to always be all over Twitter. I haven't seen him either.
Yeah, because it ain't relevant no more. That 15 minutes of fame is up. Herschel, I know where Herschel is though. He's driving around the country trying to find all his old receipts. He looked through his checkbook. He's trying to get all the abortion receipts back.
Oh my Lord!
But real talk, though,
you know you're wrong, man. You did wrong, man. He said how much abortion money.
But why do we need to hear him say anything anyway? Anything he says is stupid.
Well, he doesn't. That's the big thing. He lying about everything, and they said they knew about them kids in the beginning of the year, and they were asking. His workers, the campaigners, kept saying, "Do you have all these kids?" And he kept saying, "No, no." And then when it broke in the news, they said they were pissed. They said we could have came up with a strategy or something if you would have just told us. But he kept denying it until he couldn't deny it no more.
This nigga had talk about no. You're like, why is this nigga look just like you, breaking every running back record in the state? That's not my son.
Right.
He looked just like you. That's not my child.
Yeah. T Living Life. Shalom to you, and thank you for the super chat. Chris Shakur Yafi, Israelite. This is your reparations for unfair laws, deleting Israelites on the street, the collapse of the dollar. The thing is, if things were just in this country, this sort of thing wouldn't happen. But we shouldn't really be surprised because look, they let Betty Shelby do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember Betty Shelby?
Terrence Crutcher.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's all she did. She went to the sheriff's department and got hired.
Tamir Rice dude. The Tamir Rice dude tried to get a job and was gonna get one.
He did get hired. He
Right.
got hired over in Pennsylvania. In fact, where he was hired around Nicetown, I know where that is. You know,
See,
Yeah, and if people, for some of these cats, if we didn't raise a whole lot of racket and draw awareness to these situations, they would still have a police jobs. They would still have them. Because a lot of these cats tried to sneak into some of these little small, quiet towns to go and retain their police job. This is a license to kill, a license for super citizenship. I can carry a gun. I have a justified reason for killing somebody again. All right, and the fact that you have the U.S. that is so careless here, all right, which they know better. They can understand a background check and all that when you have a person that is a threat and a hazard to society.
Sandy, stop right there now. How in the hell stop? Because let me tell you something. The first thing they know is that you killed somebody. A lot of the times, they knew that this was a motherfucker that killed Tamir Rice. They welcomed that. That's what I want you to realize, that when they do that shit, the reason they can transfer so easy is because all across the country, that is applauded, uniformed and universally by police officers in every city, state, county, and province.
right. And it was the people that came down on that police department because they did hire him. Timothy Lowen.
Right.
They did hire him, but it was so much pressure put on them from the public and from people on social media, they had to sever that whole deal.
Yeah, it forced their hand. It was too much attention. It was too much pressure, and it was going to cost them too much publicly. They could not deal with the weight of that. And that's what exposure does here to destroy white supremacy. White supremacy prefers to be inconspicuous and to be hidden. If we force this shit down their throats and put a flashlight on it, all right, you can't deny it. You got to get this guy out of here. And this is what has happened to the other jokers here. So we have been successful in the endeavors of watching these jokers to make sure that they don't get into another position of authority to murder black people again.
Yeah. The problem is it's still a whole lot of them already on there who done already earned their stripes and you ain't heard about or waiting to earn their stripes.
Facts. No, facts. Absolutely. And as it shows you there on the documentary Race War, what you seen on there is they said it's a badge of honor. They treat you like Chuck Norris. You're one of the bad jokers when you have shot a black person and been able to get away with it in this process here. All right, that's a stripe on you. That's a badge of honor that you're willing to shoot or possibly kill a black person.
Yeah, and they make them millionaires. They secretly give them money behind the scenes. They make them millionaires for doing that.
Yep. And meanwhile, every presidential administration, every city councilman, every governor, every senator, all of them make a bunch of empty promises and let them Peckerwoods do the same shit.
This is why we call them empty suits. That's why we call these politicians empty damn suits, because they come with absolutely nothing for black people. Nothing.
Exactly.
And
they expect
you about all the resources they're about to give to somebody else and how that's your problem. All right. They don't come in nobody else's house like that. They're telling them about how much resources they're going to give to black people. They would never speak to these other groups like that, but leave it up to the dominant society being so accustomed. All right. Or rather the civil rights movement and all these other coons that are still here in place, where that's appropriate to speak to look us in the eye and speak to us like that about how you're going to look. I'm going to open up a bricks truck here, Hawks, for everybody that's non-black. But for y'all, I got jobs. Let me keep preaching jobs to you. When I pull up to this Latino community, I'm gonna be talking about business loans and every damn thing else, and you owning your land and everything else. But for you Negroes, I got jobs and symbolic bullshit holidays here, Halls. And a few.
No, you forgot something.
Okay.
I got job. I got prison reform.
There you go.
I got, yeah, you gotta forget that. I got jobs. I got prison reform. I got this here LGBTQ program, and I gave some money to the HBCU. Like, hold the fuck up.
Well, you hit the spot on. You hit the nail on the head. There you go. No, there you go. But you have to make sure it does not associate economically with uplifting the freedmen out here, because that's the biggest threat. If it wasn't a threat, they would already give us our money. You would already be paid if they weren't worried about transitioning power. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to. This is why they don't want to place the hand in the money in the freedmen's hands, because that means no white mommy and white daddy are no longer the individuals you call when you have a problem. All right, when something goes wrong. All right, when you need an extra hand, this is what they bid themselves on. How can you continue to do this shit throughout all these years unless you continue to sabotage the game? This is why they feel like they can never hand you money. I'll give you anything else but money. All right, what are you niggas going to spend it on? Are you spending it on college? Is it on college? What does it matter here? Shouldn't you get a blank check just like everybody else is delivered? No, you're black. And part of white supremacy's ideology is to make sure that they keep you at the bottom no matter what.
Well, they don't also want a repeat of Black Wall Street. They already know what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
They already know. They know what
that bombs were dropped on U.S. soil, right? Isn't that the first time? Factually, the first time bombs were dropped on U.S. soil, it came underneath of well-to-do black folks who didn't need white assistance, who didn't need any white help whatsoever. All right, because you have a quote-unquote beef with some individuals over a white woman messing with the black guy in an elevator. That's the need to burn down and destroy hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses and to loot. That has everything to do with jealousy and white supremacy. And I tell you that the status quo, everything that they push forward today is a all-faith lie.
Yeah, and they have no originality. They've been using that white woman scenario for what? Centuries? I mean,
yes.
Damn, they still using it now. What's this, Lisa? What's up here?
Well, y'all know how Ron DeSantis been down there trying to destroy Black history. He wants to get rid of diversity. He wants to make sure there is no school, college, university in Florida that's speaking about Black history. And if you remember, like a week and a half ago, they had that flood. They got hit with 25 inches of rain and it flooded all down in South Florida. Well, just Saturday, they got hit with a tornado. A lot of people are saying this is because of what Ron DeSantis is doing. But yeah, they got hit bad with a pretty bad tornado.
You know, and guess what? That does have something to do with Black history. That's the soul of those old slaves. Sweeping across the Atlantic, coming to get you, motherfucker.
That's the ancestors. Yeah,
that's the soul of them old slaves in the water. So this motherfucker, I got you.
It's probably them babies that got killed by them alligators. They came back.
Yeah, right.
They came back.
This is the dumbest shit in the world right here.
Like that.
How the hell you gonna say I'm gonna get rid of Black history? So they gonna get out for Martin Luther King Day, but not talk about him and shit.
Not even Rosa Parks. You can't even talk about Rosa Parks.
That's what I'm about to say.
Scared to death to lose their jobs, because you gotta understand, it's a lot of folks in there sweating. All right, thinking about having their job for next year. They're not tangent, whatever that's called. So they're not permanent yet. So they have to walk a chalk line, especially if you're one of these fresh teachers coming in here. You don't want to play any games to ruffle any feathers, to where as though you got folks sitting in here monitoring your classes. So
you know what I think though? Okay, so what happens to the people that came to Florida to go to a college or university and they majored in Black history? So what? Now their degree is obsolete as long as they're in Florida?
It's persona.
That makes no sense.
I would start why not get a class action for that?
No, hold on, Lisa. What happened? Because I done this literally for a career. So what happened to the kid and the family in the military that is originally from New York, moved to California, Colorado, Germany, and then now they back in the US and they move to Florida. They move out to Florida. They don't know nothing about this shit that's going on. They've been in Germany for 4 years, right? They get back to Florida. Their kid has been learning history. So they know about Christmas addicts, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, and Black people's place in history. Then they sit in class and they talk around. Oh, they were like, all right, we talk about the Civil War. Yeah, the war for those slaves. You can't. What does the kid do? What you like, Mom? So does the kid go to jail now?
Yeah, well, they're firing the teachers and principals that even bring up Black history in the school. They getting terminated.
And for a person who's got 15, 17, 22 years, all right, you're close to getting your 30 year, you got 8 years away before you can get your full pension and retirement. Those are big risks and chances you're taking. I know some people are, look, you're a little bit niched underneath of these things to say, all right, well, some folks ain't keeping it Black enough, this, that, and the third. But understand, you're terrified when you understand you got that much to lose as a damn teacher. You're almost to the damn finish line. And now they done rewritten the alma mater or the objective on how you're supposed to teach things. Lisa was spot on. Okay, now I got this damn degree here. All right. On African-American studies and all of this shit like this. I got all of these credentials, and I can't even.
They can't take their pension. They under a union.
Right. But this is my point here underneath of that. They can use whatever I'm white not say so clauses by you trying to teach a little bit of facts on Black history. They can get you.
Oh, yeah, you gonna get fired. It don't matter who you teach about. That's what I'm saying. But the problem is, how do you teach history and unblacken it? What you gonna make Martin Luther King white?
You can't.
No, they ain't gonna talk about it at all. They're not gonna talk about them at all.
Exactly.
But it's not gonna make sense though. You gonna come through incomplete. So basically, you're gonna have people who don't know about the Bill of Rights. They're gonna know about it, but not know about the people who got it there.
Well, then that means quintessential. Then no reparations are owed. Ain't no racism. There's no need for reparations. That's what that means. If I erase your existence entirely, Hawks, reparations, what? Ain't no racism.
The fact is this. You can't just say, we just appeared here. When it's people, we got too much documentation. What, they're going to start burning the books next?
Well, they are throwing it out of the libraries in Florida. They are doing that.
Right. Ain't that
no mention of Black history down there at all.
No, I'm talking about burning the record books, like their archives and the archives. They ain't doing that. They just getting rid of history there. So your kids will be just totally ignorant when they grow up in Florida. All they know is to be subordinate to white people.
So that's why they were saying that they don't want the history taught because it will make white kids feel bad. And I was like, okay, well, white kids are not the only ones going to school in America.
Exactly. It will make white people feel
Hold up. What'll make them feel bad? Hold up. It'll make them feel bad that they owned a whole bunch of land and a whole bunch of people?
Yeah.
No,
According
that they
Yeah.
actually
no,
know what
Why
that's
would it make
no,
them feel bad? I think it'll make black
no,
kids feel bad to
no,
know that
it,
these peckerwoods we sitting up here listening to
no,
talking this shit owned our
no.
grandparents.
Well, there was y'all remember Ruby Bridges, the
Yeah,
movie? Well, that got banned down in Florida. They won't show it.
yeah,
This is what this is what the white parents said. They said they don't want the movie showed because it will give everybody the message that white people hate black people. I said, but y'all do hate us.
Yep.
Hey,
And they got
hey,
that
no,
from a
believe
parent.
it.
She's
This
correct. I
the
remember
messed
that
up
shit.
thing. Nah, but this the funny thing. That's one. It was one parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's how the
Correct.
law written.
Correct.
The
But
law
the
written
movie
that if
cannot be
one parent,
right.
yep,
But that movie cannot be shown in Florida. It's banned.
yep, because of one parent, y'all. If
And they
one parent
deputize the
got a
parents to
problem,
say,
they
if
can't
one
show it.
parent complains, we are allowed to ban the whole thing
To
here.
ban the whole
Right.
thing.
One
Yeah.
parent complaint.
Yeah. And the thing is, the way I see it, they're just using that as it just like they're using their kids. No, the parents don't want that stuff seen. You know,
Yeah.
it's not the kids. The kids don't even know about the history. So how can they object to it? It's the parents.
Right. And they're reminded that they have cheated and kept a white supremacist lane here in America for their own personal gains. This is not a damn Jim Crow yesterday problem. This is a today problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's such a today problem that the only reason that they don't want to show their kids that because you don't want to go home and find out that Pop Pops was one of the people that was throwing shit at Ruby Bridges.
There you go. There
Mhm.
you go. Spot on. Or Jerry Jones was at Little Arkansas.
Right, exactly. Just like how you saw Jerry Jones. Well, Pop Pops was dead. Pop Pops wasn't great granddad, a motherfucking state trooper, and there he was, right there looking at Ruby. There he was.
Hmm.
They don't want you to know that.
Real talk, man. Real talk. There
Right.
you go. All right. Bright eyed and bushy tail. All right.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with. Yeah, a lot of that stuff we gotta look at it more interpersonal. These people aren't dead. These people are still around, and these
Yes.
people are in positions of power and influence. And what they don't want you to know, want their grandkids to know, because they close to being worm food. This all that baby boomer generation shit. All them white people, their great grandkids and great grandkids, and some cases grandkids, are going to college and coming home and finding out that they had died in the war of racist family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Bull
Even Richard
Connors,
Spencer knew that.
right. Bull Connors' grandchildren are walking around here, Hawks. No, you better be clear about shit like that. All right.
Yeah.
George Wallace's great grandchildren, they're walking around here, breathing air. All right. No, white supremacy evolves. It evolves, nigga, like you going from a damn VHS player to a DVD, nigga. All right, to no
But
DVD.
it ain't but it ain't. But see, you know them easy to trace. Them
Of
not the
course.
ones I'm worried about. The ones we worried about, Santi, is the cops that wasn't the sheriff that was disappearing black people. Well,
Mm-hmm.
them parents, they still out here too.
Yeah.
Them
But
cops,
you're talking
all
about,
of these areas where black people was disappearing. We don't know their names.
yeah, you talk about a
They're still
sensitive,
out.
protected class of people, and a lot of the incidents in which you're pointing to, these were the damn the dentists, the doctors, you understand, firefighters,
All
and
that shit.
teachers
Yeah.
that were in the
And
neighborhood.
their
These were at-risk
grandkids.
folks.
Even the
Right.
pastors, even
Yep.
their
Yep.
pastors,
Yep. Yep.
they were
The
full
past.
participants.
Yep.
Yeah.
And right now they sitting in a Christian church next to some black people, not even knowing that, hey, my dad used to preach at a segregated church. And you'll have some white people will volunteer that information. and you'll have some ignorant black person. Lord, I'm so glad that we done changed. What? I'm like, if you don't get your racist ass out of here, Karen.
Yeah, you should be sensitive that they even sitting here trying to have a conversation with you like that.
Now
Dude.
shut your mouth, Santee.
Right.
This white woman's is good.
Check to make sure they ain't Peyton Gendry. They ain't got the joint on them. You remember that loose lip nigga that was on the bench? Huh? You remember the black dude that was talking to him for hours? It was his best friend.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, you look like a genius. He looks so smart. We were talking about all great thing and Bitcoin and do you have a job, sir? No. Man, get your unemployed ass out of here.
He said, I call this bench my office. The bench is my office. Well, then that's very unfortunate, sir.
Yeah, nigga. I call you homeless, nigga, when you say shit like that.
He said, this bench is my office. All right. I know this is
somebody. Look, Lisa, before we talk about this story right here, can I give you some sad news? Can I get a family some sad news?
Let's go right ahead.
So right before we got on here, I got my notification from you, which was cool. I finally got one that worked. And then I got a notification from YouTube on my Voz Bars channel that Buck in My Eyes, the original remix, was removed for hate speech.
Oh, shit.
Right. They said the classic LVZ hit loved all across the world. Buck in My Eyes was hate speech.
Oh, that's just reaching here, man. That's reaching.
I mean, YouTube yeah.
They're staring at us right now. As we sitting here chopping it up, you got some white supremacists staring at us right now, watching every word. Literally. I know this. I done got damn near 10 channels taken down, yo. Almost 10.
Well, I got these white supremacists in a headlock, Santi.
Right.
I'm even on the white supremacist site Rumble. I got me a black channel putting up Khalid Muhammad on a white supremacist site. I'm gonna prove that they said they don't give nobody no strikes and they allow free speech, right? Well, let's see how free this speech is, because I'm gonna say some shit.
All right, we invading the block. No, we'll go ahead and do collabos over there and smoke this joint.
So I'm finna put Buck in My Eyes on my Patreon and my Rumble.
Right. We got work to do. Me and you got work to do.
Hey y'all, just so y'all know, I don't ever quit. Just want y'all to know.
Me neither. And I got my extra channel now set up, my backup channel just called Santee. I barely got any subscribers on there, but I'm working, grinding every day, trying to keep that black message going out. When you censored and banned as much as we are.
Dorothy Bryant, the one LVZ. Anytime you need to look for me, just type that in.
Right.
The one LVZ. Look for LVZ or the one LVZ. You will find me.
Yeah.
I'm
not Rumble.
Just put in good morning family and then put Santee or good morning Santee. I'll pop right up. I know it's hard.
You got Rumble, Lisa?
No, I don't have Rumble.
I'm setting up a Rumble account. I'm not done yet, LVZ, but I got like 2 or 3 more things.
I set one up. I know it's a white supremacist site. It's straight white supremacists, nothing but rednecks, Peckerwoods, all that on there. But I'm gonna put up all my material. They say they ain't gonna flag nobody. So let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch they find a way to flag me.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I said, you put all of that up, watch, all of a sudden the rules will change.
Anyway, hold up, Negro. We didn't think you were going. We didn't know you were going to come here. Damn it, freedom of speech has its limits.
Huh? What do you say on Django? He said, you and your nigger, you come out here, and I mean right now. Go ahead, you hoes. Huh? You come out here right now. All right? No.
Yeah. Or you're one of them Karen spotting it, talking about she felt threatened.
No, absolutely. Well,
Popeyes customers angry over menu items.
What's going on with the chicken?
Where's Worcester?
What did you say, Santee?
I said, what's going on with the Popeyes customers angry over the menu items and you know, what you got up here on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happened. These two guys went to Popeyes, got in the drive-through. They wanted something that was not on the menu. So in other words, they were out of stock. Well, they busted the drive-through window, got in there, tore up equipment, I mean, this is all over some Popeyes. Yes. So when they got in there, this happened Saturday. It happened just yesterday, about 4:30. So when they busted out the drive-through window, they went in there, they damaged a cash register, a computer, TV, printer, and they were throwing food around there at the workers. All because what they wanted was not available on the menu.
I gotta confess, okay.
Oh my God, that is some this is some hood rat garbage right here, Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Why no, just go to another Popeye. Why you gotta show your ass?
Why didn't you just go somewhere else?
See, look, y'all don't understand that banana pudding used to be good, y'all. I just got mad. You know? That's what I did. Look, I did it. It was me. I love that Cajun rice. What they put in that Cajun rice?
No,
you carry your ass. You carry your ass to another establishment, man. You know
what type of shit is that?
Black folks got enough problems walking out the house being black. You don't go walk around here inviting yourself problems. And then when the police put your little ashy ass in a half Nelson, you sitting around here looking, oh, it's because I'm black. Nigga, you done destroyed some shit and every goddamn thing else.
No, Santi, we don't know. Santi, we don't know. These could be non-FBA. We don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know. Check it
out. You're absolutely right. I got so sick of that chicken sandwich, all them videos over the chickens. Oh, that got on my nerve.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. That's why I made the buck in my eyes song.
Yeah, you would think black folks never had a chicken sandwich.
Exactly. And when you look back in the day at them old chicken commercials, there's a bunch of white folks sitting in here, little white kids enjoying chicken. It ain't a bunch of Negroes with big lips and watermelon. It's white kids tearing this chicken up. All right, fucking that chicken up, man. Crumbs everywhere. Come on, Halls. It ain't a nigga in sight. You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. They know what the original agenda was. All right.
Yeah.
Look. White folks love chicken too. Who the fuck you think we was frying it for? We was frying it for. They don't
have all of these chicken establishments for us. They are for them.
Right.
They don't put all these chains up for us. Come on, man.
Right. And that chicken is delicious.
Why y'all think Colonel Sanders stole the original recipe from his slaves? Because they was frying the chicken for him. I have my niggas fry y'all some chicken. They use 13 herbs and spices. Yeah, that's what the motherfucking colonel really sounded like. Now, niggas, go on and fry up some chicken. 13 herbs and spices. Yeah, they fry that shit up, and right before his slaves died, he stole the recipe and sold them.
Man, ain't that
racist bastard?
Ain't that like a dirty white supremacist to steal all the money? To take all the money.
And niggas eating KFC, and they put that peckerwood on side of a Klan bucket.
Right. We even talk about the dirtiness and like the history of the guy that stole from the McDonald's cats, even down to their name. All right, that's horrible. It lets you know how vicious and disgusting white society is when it comes to being thieves. All right, but from Jack Daniels to the circumstances of KFC and the spices here, Halls, it is always a Jack.
No, it's KKKFC, Santi. KKKFC.
Okay, pardon me.
That's what we'll call it from now on.
You said 13. Hey, you said 13 herbs and spices.
Yeah.
13. That was for the 13 slaves. I got one nigga picking pepper, another nigga picking salt, Got a nigga over there in the parsley. Yeah, that's what he do. 13 herbs and spices.
God damn.
Redneck son of a bitch.
Man. He said he getting right like that, huh? Hoss?
That's
Yeah,
how he got down.
man,
Don't eat that shit. Don't eat that shit.
I never really liked the skin off the KFC chicken. It just seemed too loose and greasy. But look, man, I'm all right, man. I don't want. I'll cook my own.
I'm not eating that shit no more.
Yeah, your chicken at home tastes way better.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't season it properly. You know how you want it to taste. You didn't put your onions and peppers or whatever you didn't put it, but you know it tastes exactly how you want it to hit. All right. You ain't got to worry about somebody putting some processed steroid like junk here in your food.
Right. Or no
slave master. When I was growing up, I loved my mother's fried chicken. There ain't no way I would have passed that up for some KFC.
And well, see, I love my grandma and them fried chicken too, but see, back in the day, this when the slave recipe was fresh, and they didn't put all that GMO in. You know, you would get a KFC and it didn't taste bad. You could kind of taste, you know, the slavery in the chicken. You could taste it. You got, damn, you'll buy.
No kind of shit is that, man. You said you could taste slavery in the chicken?
Huh? Yeah, you. Hush, boy, listen. You'll bite one of them wings and play hooky from school. Because you will run away. You will taste the slavery. You know what? This chicken make me want to rebel.
Yeah.
And you see that big redneck white man on the side of the bar, you just kick it. Ugh.
Yeah, but you made a good point. You made a good point. It's why black folks are the best cookers in the world. We cook the best here, Hawks.
Yeah.
We throw down. You heard the expression. Did you put your drawers in and all that? You heard that expression, man. All right, you threw down this, that, and the third. Because when it comes to us, nobody does it better, Hawks. All right, I'm talking about the kitchen. It's smelling, and it's smelling out front too. It's smelling out back as well. God damn it, pots.
I remember my grandma's chicken. Her chicken was good too, but she had her own chickens in the backyard. You know, so you got that chicken. You got it fresh, but you know, like they said, when you're in the South. When you fry that chicken, you got to get that good skull on that chicken, right? Yeah, and you fry it up good. That chicken come out crunchy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's good black cooking right there. No, you sitting there, you tasting them collard greens, and you sitting around here. That's good black cooking right there. All right. No, white folks to get angry, goddamn prepared to kill a Negro if they can't taste this every night. Huh? If they can't, if I can't get a portion of this, because you know what we brewing over there, okay? They had to go be introduced to us to even know what seasoning was. All right, no, you're not even properly seasoning your food. It's bitter, Hoss. No, that shit don't taste right. You keep looking around and no, it don't taste right. You ain't properly seasoning your food.
My mother told me. She told me when she was growing up in Georgia. White people didn't even know how to eat the watermelon. They were eating the green skin and everything, and they would laugh at them. They would laugh at them because they didn't even know how to eat it right.
Savagery, man. You know what that's called? Savagery. Damn. One fish, two fish. Now it makes you wonder why they needed the Moors here. All right, I told you what the Moors did. They had to civilize individuals. All right, no.
Then they always had some goofy excuse. Then they have a goofy excuse why they do shit like that. Fuck is you eating the rind? Oh no, it's more healthier. All the nutrients is in the rind. No, the fuck it ain't. Well, all the flavor is in the red part. After I finish the red part, you can eat the rind, motherfucker.
Okay. Ricky DD, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my God, LVZ, you are a fool.
Well, no, he said it was 13 seasonings and spices. That's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't that what the colonel say?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how many slaves he had out in that field. 13. Snitching on himself. Motherfucker, redneck bastard. And let me see what's going on with these sisters, Lisa.
Right. What's going on here?
Okay. Y'all know the U.S. is not going to do any more on Shanquella Robinson's case. So her family is still fighting it. They said they have not given up. They're upset at the response they got from the US and they feel disrespected. So we know her killers are still walking out here free like they didn't do nothing. And they're saying there was not enough evidence. So the video was not enough evidence. And her mother said she went back and reviewed the video and she actually goes limp in the video. But they're saying it's not enough evidence. I don't see how you can have a video of somebody beating someone up, but that's not enough evidence.
To beat this girl.
That's an assault.
Yeah. And I'm telling y'all,
an assault, though.
You look at this, some of y'all with your homegirls and stuff, be careful who you are around. Do not go out of town with people you got flim-flam relationships with where you can't really balance this. Y'all done bump heads a couple times. You can't even play games like that now when you got circumstances like this because you're not guaranteed justice. And then more than that here, Halls, her case of getting beat to death looked like pure hatred.
Mm-hmm.
Right, just jealousy. I heard she had her own businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah,
She was
doing real well.
Right, and you got, I believe the individual was a biological male. Am I correct? That beat her to death.
We still don't really. We don't know.
Don't know.
We don't know. We keep hearing. We don't know. We see that video. They saying that was a girl. We don't. The internet ain't do what it do. They can now. If it was some goofy shit, they let us know that. If it was Charleston White talking some stupid shit, we know that. Right now, we need to know who these assholes are.
Exactly. Because you got biological males around here beating sisters to death and little losers sitting around laughing and applauding this garbage. You need your ass whooped. No,
well, her mother says she still sees them. She sees them around, when she's out and about. She sees the people that did this to her daughter.
Because they live in that community in residence. And I know it's a tough pill to swallow to see these sucking MCs. It kind of makes you want to get on what Franklin Saint Mother did here, Halls, and get the joint and take care of your own business. I wouldn't advise people to do that. But what I am telling you here is this. All right, purely, what are you supposed to do in the cases when you know that your criminal justice system knows who killed your damn child and they just letting it ride? They beat this woman to death. All right, all jealousy. She didn't do it. None of that was deserved. You couldn't even see her in the cases of defending and try to fight back. You understand?
Nah, this is what I'm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lisa. My bad.
Well, the US was saying that it's rare that they extradite. They won't extradite an American to another country, even if they broke the law. They won't do it. So Mexico, they're saying they got the warrant and they sent everything to the US, but the US won't extradite anybody.
Come on.
What was up with the boy? What's that broad name? The blonde head broad that got killed over when she went on a trip to the islands, and her mother all of a sudden got a TV show out of it. Well, they went looking for that boy, even though they ain't have. Well, here it go. They got these black people right here. If that was me, they'd lock my ass up for what I did.
That's what I'm talking about.
But if that was me, I'm locked up. How come these are American citizens? I don't care that they went on American soil. They left another citizen behind and they were seen assaulting them. Right. Now you need to answer for their whereabouts, or we gonna get you for some kind of conspiracy or something. You mean to tell me?
I just find it hard to believe that nothing can be done. I mean, I just don't believe that. Either nothing can be done or you just don't want to do anything. And I'm willing to believe it's the latter. They don't want to do nothing.
It's the latter. It's the latter. Emmett Till's family.
And Natalie Holloway. That's the one LVZ was talking about.
Thank you,
Natalie Holloway.
Yeah, when Emmett Till's family has to rummage through boxes for Carolyn Bryant's warrant that's been sitting there collecting dust and cobwebs. It's exactly what my sister Lisa just said. You just don't want to do a damn thing. All right. No, it's not as if the tools are not here and healthy for you to be used and actually to conduct justice in the matter in which it's supposed to go down.
I did send True Royal the link to come a few days ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I sent that like
I was
way
about to say we all got it.
Yeah.
All of us got it. Yeah, y'all
you
gotta understand.
I didn't get it.
Auntie might got something to do. I understand. We appreciate you asking, but we understand she may have something to do.
Could be busy. But shout out to True Royal family. Shout out to our sister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's wrong that they are saying they can't do nothing. I just find that hard to believe. You know, I think the family's upset, and they said they're never going to stop fighting.
Yeah, because because black people are used to getting the lighter end of the stick. Justice was never meant to work in our favor. It was work to go ahead and recapture us and put us in slavery here, Hawks. It was never built and necessarily here to serve us. That's why the badges look similar to the slave patrol. This is all of what standard is to mold white supremacy. I was listening to a woman earlier. She was sitting there behind a podium. She was talking on some type of Senate floor. And what she was saying here is, with the civil rights movement coming there into place here, all right, they had to find smoother ways in order to, indoctrinate and elevate and keep white supremacy going. So instead of them using all the blatant terms that they would use for like white only and colored and all this. No, I'll just take the Constitution and the law, all right, and start it to place it to things directly that I know is going to affect black folks, and then just label this as law in certain states and what have you. And you fast forward here year to date, and they still don't have to put down on any laws directly that I'm targeting black people. Maybe except for
in my opinion, it sets the tone for something really sinister. So what are you saying? That as Americans, we can fly off to another land, kill one of the people in our group, and just fly back and nothing's going to happen.
That's what I'm about to say.
A bad tone.
Lisa, that's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say, well, look here. You know how many niggas bosses is about to go on trips to Mexico with them? You ain't want to give me a raise. Okay. Yeah. Wait till tax time come. Me and my boss going on a raise, and only one of us is coming back. And I'm going to get a promotion.
Only one person.
And I'm going to get a promotion. I don't know where he went. He went to a Mexican whorehouse, and I never saw him again.
So I can pretend like I like you. We're friends. Let's take this trip together. But I really don't like you. But when we get in that hotel room, I'm going to kill your ass and then board the plane and come back, and nothing's going to happen to me.
Nothing's going to happen, listen. I'm trying to tell you
now. Man, that sends out a horrible message.
No, it sends out a good message to black folks with jobs during tax time. If you want to get that promotion, if you really about that promotion, take money to make money is all old Uncle LVC is saying. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying you should do nothing. All I'm saying is your boss is stressed out too. Maybe he would want to go to Mexico with you.
Yeah, but that's all I'm saying, And so what, somewhere down the line, we're going to hear about another group that go there and somebody die and everybody comes back. I don't know. I'm just saying that to me, it opens the door for more of this to happen.
Exactly. And we can stop this from at least happening to some of our youth by putting a message out there and letting individuals know, look, if this ain't blood, like family or some folks that that you can genuinely trust, you don't be dipping off to other countries there with them, because people are dangerous here year to date. And you'd be surprised. You think somebody got a little bit of animosity for you? Oh, they got a lot. All right. And it will come out in a moment where it's no time here for you to think or to regroup about the decisions that you've made. All right.
All I know is this: all the Beckys that are married to Brads, your anniversary is coming up, and he wants to go to Mexico. I'm just saying, you better think about it, Becky.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't be
He took out
making
some extra
decisions like
insurance
that.
on you.
They've been getting murdered on U.S. soil. You seen that fans only, the white girl that stabbed her boyfriend to death? She was drinking
I'm trying to tell you,
mojitos the next
that's the
day
type
with
of
a
people
finger.
that's gonna use it. All the old coon dudes, you run around here with Becky. Hey, 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 Unduge. Like, because there's always some Nigerian dude. Hey, Unduge, don't you want to go to Mexico with me? You know I want to, because I don't want to be around these niggas. We should go to Mexico. We want to enjoy ourselves. She goes,
Man.
shake, 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 shake. Come on. And Duguay's gone. He left
Yeah.
me $1 million insurance policy just in case he was gone, though.
Stabbed you to death. That's how the lady did. Stabbed her to death. They said she was covered in blood when the police came up in there. And she was still able to take her. She was home the next day around that time there, drinking mimosas with her pops as he intervenes with a person that has their camera. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Nigga, your child is a murderer. All right. She likes to do
Right.
drugs and start
And not
stabbing
only
people.
that, you got to think about what happened to Shanquella other than that beating. Remember, a doctor did come to the room, but her friend said they didn't want him to take her to the hospital. So
What?
she
Right.
never went to a hospital in Mexico.
See, this is information I did not know. You said doctors did come in there to check to see what the deal was.
Yeah, the doctor that arrived wanted to take her to the hospital, and her friends objected, so he didn't do it.
So they pretty much left her to die.
They obstruct her from getting any kind of medical care.
They can do that in Mexico. And what's fucked up, you know what's messed up? Because it sounds like these some dusty broke niggas. They use her money to pay them to go away.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
can do that in Mexico. Shit,
Yep.
you can pay the cops. You can pay him. They probably used her money so
Mhm.
that they could cover that shit up.
Because I believe they took all her money. Now, according to her family, I think that she took $17,000 with her on that trip. And
And
her
you guys,
her alleged friends took that money, and I believe they took her credit cards that she had.
jealous, dusty, destitute, pocket watching, bitch niggas sitting up here around you. You don't make no mistakes like this, Hawks. I mean,
No, they didn't plant that mess.
you can tell when
They
you got a
planted.
bad vibe when you're around certain people, and you know, all right, there's a limit to certain shit I'm gonna do with this individual. You know those vibes, right? Certain folks you can already cross them off your list. Nah, I don't know. That nigga be acting funny. He be acting weird. I don't know how she gonna act when she start drinking. Certain people like that on your list, you're not gonna take a long vacation with over across seas here. And this is the lanes and the inclination of not using your third eye, Hawks. Not using that. Because ain't no way in hell. People always question, oh, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Well, they ain't gonna do me like that. Ain't nobody. Yeah, shit don't happen until it's done. Until it happens.
You gotta kids, this is a tale of never moving in circles that are downgrades from where you are. You should only move with people who are doing as good or better than you. Don't be too proud to be around somebody who's doing better, because you should not be going out of town to Mexico paying for nobody. I'm gonna tell you how LVZ moves.
She paid
If I
for
go out,
everybody in that group. She paid
exactly,
out of her pocket for all the
exactly, and
friends
that's
to
what
be there.
exactly. And let me tell you how LVZ moves, y'all. It don't matter if I got the money to pay for all of us. You should have some money to go with us too.
Yeah, they're from North Carolina, Isaiah.
Right. You are a grown ass person.
Shanquella Robinson was from North Carolina.
Yeah. Apparently, It's a lot of, if you think about it, people from North Carolina been having a lot of motherfucking trouble down there in Mexico, which you have to, and now they telling you just don't go.
Right. Right.
They saying that people are disappearing. It ain't just black people either.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, and it's too dangerous with all that drug cartel stuff going on. I that's just one of them places I'm not excited to go to, and I just don't go there. You
Right.
know, with all the drug cartel stuff going on there all the time, just not appealing.
Any place that shoot you and the excuse is, oops, I thought you was Haitian. Nah, I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the excuse, Lisa. They killed
Mhm.
some brothers, shot a lady and another brother, and the excuse was, oops, I thought y'all was Haitian. What
Yeah.
the fuck? I didn't say nothing in French.
It's not hard to figure that out. Once you hear an American say something, speak, you know that's not a Haitian.
Right.
I mean, to
Somebody
me,
said,
there was too many indicators that they were not Haitian. I mean, how about looking at the tags on the car? You know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm fully buying that. It was too many. You could have spoke to them.
thank
Americans don't sound like Haitians. Now look at the tag on the car. I mean, you mean to tell me they couldn't figure it out?
exactly. Their retort was, oops, I thought you was Haitian. What the hell you mean you thought I was Haitian? What does that mean? You was black. That looked Haitian to me. Who is this DC bus guy talking about that's racist? It, is that guy a troll? If he's a troll, go and say if you a troll. We're gonna get you out of here. You ain't your bus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's horrible what happened to that young lady.
It
And it's
is.
messed up. You look, you black here, you can't get justice nowhere, y'all.
Yeah.
You
Lakeisha
can't get
Brady,
justice in Mexico.
she was going there for a tummy tuck. That's what she was
Yeah.
going for. And you know, because she got arrested not long ago, and they
Mhm.
said she had 6 children. That woman had 6 children.
Right. You don't need
Six
no tummy tuck.
children.
You need to kick
And you
some of them
went
dicks away. That's what you need to do.
ah,
Bitch, kick away some of them dicks and stop. Or at least look, or at least put a rubber on one of them. I
she
was
got
gonna
six
get a tummy
children.
tuck. Oh, bitch, you don't need no tummy tuck.
No, she need a hysterectomy. I need
Damn right.
a tummy tuck.
Hey. And
Mhm.
you like, and then what's with these middle-aged ass women talk about some tummy tuck? Sisters, let me tell you something. If a man don't understand that you gonna get a little bigger when his ass is too, fuck him. All I'm saying is this, y'all. Real talk. What are you talking about getting the tummy tuck and you 48? If you don't get your ass up and go to the gym and eat you some asparagus to stop that bullshit.
She got arrested. I did a video on it. You probably just didn't see it a few days ago. She has a daughter. Her daughter got into a fight with another child. And instead of being an adult and maybe just break the fight up and take your child home, she hands her daughter a loaded gun. That's what got her in trouble. Her underage girl a loaded gun to aim at the other child. And plus, she was
What?
waving the gun around before she gave it to her daughter over a fight between 2 girls.
What?
Yeah, that's what she
Crazy.
did.
The
Hmm.
the lady who got shot,
Yes. The lady that was kidnapped in Mexico.
she look a little. I mean, I hate to like brand people, But when I be seeing the thought dots and all of that shit, then you going to get a BBL and a tummy tuck and you 47 and you got the motherfucker the wig glued up top on your head. Nah, she looked a little rashy to begin with, right? But that don't mean you deserve to get shot. But what I will say is, what type of nigga had 6 kids with that?
I don't know. They may not even all have the same daddy.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
just says that
I
she
don't
had
believe
6
they do
kids.
either.
They didn't say who the man was in the article. Yeah, well,
I'm
a
just
lot of
saying,
people go to Mexico for those procedures because they're a lot cheaper than getting it done here in the US. A lot of people go over there for prescription drugs too. They get their scripts filled in Mexico.
yeah, that's true. But ain't that what Kanye West mother died from?
Yeah, I
Getting a
think she was
motherfucker
getting a breast
overseas.
she was getting a breast reduction. And if you remember Coretta Scott King, she went to Mexico for some kind of cancer treatment. And if you remember, she died in Mexico.
Yeah. No, Mo, Kanye West mother was getting a liposuction.
Right. She was getting her breasts reduced. You can
See,
liposuction breasts too.
but they told her old ass not to do that, and she left to go
Right.
do.
Because I
What the
believe
hell was she?
I believe she had a heart problem. That's why they were
Right,
advising her not to do it.
right.
Yeah.
And they told her not to do that shit with her old ass. No, but I'm going to get my sexy back. No, look,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
Well,
no.
they had some kind of, because I remember they explained about Coretta Scott King. They had some kind of treatment for that
Mhm.
cancer in Mexico that they weren't doing here in the United States. That's why she went all the way to Mexico for that treatment, but she ended up dying in Mexico.
Yeah, but that's different, Lisa. You going to get some treatment or some medicine. You not going there to do no cosmetic surgery.
Right.
You
And
going there
and
to do
and
some vain cosmetic surgery.
right. And then you remember Malcolm X's grandson got thrown off a roof of a building there.
Yeah. When
Yeah,
I
y'all
first
remember
heard that,
that?
that's when I realized. I ask people all the time, they be like, "Wow, you ain't never go to Cancun?" First of all, I know this gonna sound rough, but fuck it, I am who I am. I don't like them motherfuckers over here. The fuck I look like going over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that sound rough, but I'm honest. If I don't like you here, why would I go there?
Mhm. And the thing is,
Ever since
Malcolm's
I was a
grandson,
kid.
and the thing is, Malcolm's grandson looked just like him, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
he
looked a
did.
lot like Malcolm.
Ever since I was a kid, I get A's in all classes except Spanish. It's like, LeVar, why do you hook Spanish? Say, cause I have no desire to learn this shit. If
Mhm.
anybody need to talk to me, I suggest that motherfucker know English.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Well, like I said, I really feel sorry for her family because they want something done so bad. And without the US getting involved in the whole thing, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Not unless somewhere down the line they reopen the case. I mean, that's possible.
They ain't gonna do nothing. This a black woman. I hate to say it. The only way this black woman gonna see justice is if some black man finally say, "Hey, where's these people at?"
Yeah. Yeah,
I hate to say
Sharjay.
it. That
Yeah, Coretta died in Mexico. She was trying to get some sort of cancer treatment that they had that they weren't doing in the US. Yeah.
okay. but she never gonna get the justice she deserved
No.
until a black man in her family decides to help with that. Cause I'm
Street
just,
justice.
I'm just spitballing, but I can't say what I'm spitballing. But all the black men who got black women in their family that they love and want to protect, and this is the problem right here. When you don't have black men, for people say, I don't need no man. You a goddamn lie. This is the time right now where somebody need a man. I don't know when Shanquella Robinson daddy is, but all I know is this. My wife, my ex-wife, my baby mama, they ain't gonna be crying about I still see the killers around me. No, that
Mhm.
motherfucker either going and hiding or I'm going to see them.
Mhm.
It's one or the other. But it's no, you just get to ride around and I don't know what happened to my daughter. What happens is you don't get to be comfortable and I don't get to be comfortable. And I can't expect her mom to take that type of authority in their hands. I can't expect her auntie and her sister and her grandma to take. But goddamn it, she ain't got no uncles, no cousins, no bro. It ain't nobody in that.
Mhm.
Ain't no
No, I
damn
mean,
man in that family.
they did interview her father, and I seen him, but as far as other men in the family, no, I have not seen them. I'm not saying they aren't there, but they were not interviewed.
This shit just always happened to the right. That's why I said that's the fucked up thing. Like Santi said, you gotta understand who you are, and you gotta understand the people around you. You
Mhm.
gotta understand your type of family. They knew these people who went there with this malice in their heart. They knew it wouldn't be no repercussions from nobody in the town when they got back.
Yeah, well, she went to
Exactly.
college with some of
Exactly.
them
Right.
in that group. She went to college with them.
Yeah,
So,
but
it tells me that she did know them for a while.
and that lets you know how
Yeah,
much
and them
bitter stuff that some of these suckers sit down here in jealousy that they're willing to carry in their heart. Some people are awesome at being phony because they never had any code to stand on anyway. All right, that's why it's cool, yes, to know in detail. How are your friends doing? God damn it, Lisa hits me up to make sure I'm all right. If I'm missing in action for Lord, she checks on me mentally to see if I'm good. All these things are quintessential for knowing what your circle look like. You have to know. You can't have no terms where it's guess who, and you sitting around here, you go from chilling and y'all putting your beach clothes on to getting assaulted here and getting beat to death.
Yeah,
That
well,
comes from you not being cognically sane, all right, and properly vetting the individuals who are going to be closing their eyes around you in a different country, y'all.
yeah. Oh, and True Royal, I did send that link again. But the thing is, there were signs because when they got to the hotel lobby, they said they were in the lobby sitting around. And the person that worked at the front desk said they noticed Shanquella was kind of off by herself, and the whole other group were all talking and laughing, but she really wasn't involved in that conversation. She was just kind of sitting there quiet.
I think that shit was a whole plan. You said they stole all her damn money. She had $17,000
She had
on her. Yeah, that was a
$17,000,
whole
they
plan.
said.
An
Yeah.
isolated individual is easy for the pickings. They sat up there and called her mother. They told the doctors to go away. They paid the people to stop checking up on them. And like all this seems like it
You
was.
know what I think? You know what I think after y'all broke that down? Honest goodness, y'all. I think that based on what Lisa just said, now I just got a whole picture. So what it was, why we know that she paid for the whole trip. We know she paid for the whole trip, right? They told us that.
Yeah.
Maybe she paid for the trip, and these motherfuckers was like, hey, look, I want to go. I'm gonna go, but I'll give you the money back when we get there.
Bingo.
Or won't you pay for everything out front and we'll just give you the money back? And then she sat off to herself, probably pissed that, damn, I got to front all this and these people ain't helped me. She might have said something to one of them, and then something happened.
Exactly. Because when you got this little bitterness in here with little hating jokers like that, the last thing they want to be told while they're broke is that they're broke. You ain't got stop asking me for money. Yo, you all in my pocket. Yo, I haven't even eaten yet. Why are you all on my ass? And then that goes from you G-checking the individual to them beating you to death because they're broke. I have seen relentless, broke, dusty individuals try to go after the person with money because they refuse to take care of you. All right, because they refuse to be your surrogate parent or make sure that they look out for you. You are entitled to nothing from another adult. You know,
right? And the way they did it, they said she fell asleep, but the rest of them were all wide awake, and they abruptly snatched her out of the bed. So they completely caught her off guard.
After she paid for the trip for all of these dirtbags, you go to beat her in her damn sleep here?
Yep. They said she was sound asleep. And the one girl that was fighting her on the video abruptly just snatched her out of the bed.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to be a little off balance, especially waking up like that.
Your equilibrium, your temper, everything is just off. You're completely mentally off balance, physically too as well. Your brain hasn't even caught up with the circumstances of what you're around. Not to mention your adrenaline is rushing because you're being attacked. Yeah. You're physically being attacked out of your sleep here.
Yeah, Lynn Bernard. Yeah, they said she was nude, but her family said that's how she always liked to sleep. There's a lot of people that do that. That's really no big deal. A lot of people like to sleep.
Yeah, it was just an older gentleman. His apartment is part of that's the rec center. And the police had a wrong call, and they went into the rec center and marched him out. They would not let him put a pair of drawers on. Nope.
Yeah, they'll do that to black folk. If you remember a few years ago, it was a black woman, and they went into her apartment. It was she was in the shower. Yeah, they snapped her out of the shower, and they didn't let her put nothing on.
She was in the middle of the living room screaming for 4 minutes to get something wrapped on her.
And they weren't even the right apartment. They went in, hers was the wrong apartment.
Yeah, because the informant gave a bad tip. The informant that they had gave a bad tip about what address that the so-called criminal activity was supposed to be going on, and gave her address. And this is why you had race soldiers, at least 5 or 6 of them, standing around her as she's standing in the middle of the living room screaming at the top of her lungs here. Wouldn't give her a blanket, a comforter, or nothing. I think they eventually let her wrap up with a sheet after about 4 minutes or so. Somebody finally gave her something. All right.
Didn't she get some money though?
Yeah, she got over.
Yeah, she get some money. Yes.
Yeah, she got over $1 million. I don't know exactly how much money it was, but I want to say it was over $1 million.
She deserved it.
They're always doing that. It's just like that old lady that had the problem at the bank, and they made her strip down to nothing on, and they took her to the prison like that. Y'all remember that? Yeah. They love humiliating our people like that.
Oh my, yes, they do. And it's equivalent. And I was talking about this earlier on my live stream. It's equivalent to marching us out like livestock. LBZ used to always remind me of this when he talked about the Washington, D.C. Zoo. He said that black people were on display there for you to look at.
They were at New York too. At the New York Zoo too.
Right. So and white supremacists
in New York, they put them with the monkeys.
Right. So they marching you out like cattle. All right, just like they did before. You were hogtied and every damn thing else. But this is how they marching you out. Even to the upper echelons, when you talk about the demonic side of systematic white supremacy, when they served up black folks here, all right, they would cook to eat you. This is what the wealthy did. All right, you were hogtied like a pig, and they would literally eat you after roasting you here and serve you right there on that damn table like that. Right. They said in today's money, each slave was worth about $42,000 per head. All right. So, and I'm just giving a ballpark number, but I believe that's around the correct calculations. But the point is, this is how barbaric they were. Even down to Nat Turner's story, these bastards was so filthy. They sitting here drinking his aphrodisiac here, Hawks. Right.
Mhm.
This is their culture and history. And a lot of it here is disgusting, and it attaches to the same rather cartoons and raggedy imagery that they show of black folks, which don't exist within any parts of our damn history. All right, we weren't never no damn cannibals running around here trying to chew on somebody on old Jeffrey Dahmer type of stuff. Your whole house is funky, and you can sit in here for years around black folks and don't nobody want to take a flashlight to see what's going on. They gotta literally catch.
Jeffrey Dahmer was sick.
Oh my God!
Jeffrey Dahmer was sick. Did you hear? It wasn't until I watched his that Jeffrey Dahmer thing they did on Netflix.
Yeah, you were telling me about how you were
The
watching.
thing is, he was so sick when he got behind bars. They said none of the inmates went near him. So what Jeffrey Dahmer would do is when they would, if he was walking past an inmate, he would lick his lips like he gonna eat them, or say, "Oh, a human thumb tastes better." He would say and do that. That's what he was doing to those inmates.
Oh my God!
And many of them got upset. That's why he got beaten up. He got beaten to death the way that he did, because he was doing that kind of crap around those inmates.
He got beat to death in the prison.
Huh?
Yeah.
He got beat to death because he kept messing with them inmates. Like he was motioning like he was going to eat them.
Well, that black man beat him and another prisoner to death.
Yes, he did.
Right, good.
That man,
that man said he bastard. You run around here chewing on people, and
that man said
he beat that. And the thing is, the black guy that did it wasn't even that big. He was real skinny. No. He beat him with a bucket. Dude. Yeah, he beat both of them men to death with a bucket.
Well, that's the answer right there. You said it was a black man too?
Yeah, he was not even a big black man. He was really not that big at all, but he got the best of Jeffrey Dahmer and that other dude.
Man, he broke his
foot. He killed the other dude. He killed the other dude because he killed his wife and blamed it on a black man.
He said,
and he got Jeffrey Dahmer because Jeffrey Dahmer was motioning and doing all kinds of shit. He was talking about effing the other inmates and eating them, and he was doing all that sick mess.
So he was waiting for somebody to go upside his head anyway. He was on.
The dude was kind of a religious, and the dude was kind of a religious extremist. So he was like, "Motherfucker, he was saying about Jeffrey Dahmer, because that shit in the movie, I read up on it, Lisa. He really said that shit to him.
Yeah.
And then he said that to the police. He told the police, "Oh yeah, I beat that motherfucker to death because that racist motherfucker killed his wife and then tried to blame it on a black man. And then this motherfucker killed a whole bunch of black men. And then he go around the prison antagonizing us, playing with us, which means he has no remorse and he needs to die." That's what that motherfucker said.
Yeah. And how can you go against the grain with that? No, we watch the Dahmer Society be the judge, jury, and executioner, pulling black folks over my own business. All right, for Jeffrey Dahmer to get served like that, I call that the terms of street justice here.
Oh yeah, I mean, they said he beat Jeffrey Dahmer's head in with that bucket.
Oh,
yeah, he cracked his skull. Cracked his skull.
There you go. No, there you go. No, get on up out of here. All right. This man is sitting in here chanting seance and watching exorcist movies as he goes ahead and bludgeons people to death here, Hoss, and saving legs.
And guess what they said he loved listening to? R&B. Jeffrey Dahmer loved R&B music.
He lived in the black community, didn't he? He worked at the chocolate factory.
They said that's what when he was in prison, that's what he would request to hear.
Oh my Lord. Yep. And he was around them niggers for years. He wanted to be stationary right there. Why? Because he understood that these white police officers were not going to chastise him about any of his strange extracurricular activities. This nigga had power drills on in the middle of the night here with people screaming in his damn house. I've never seen
and remember the black woman that lived next door to him? She called the police so many times and they wouldn't. She said she would call and they didn't even show up.
Right.
They wouldn't even show up to even look to see if somebody was in that apartment.
Man, he got that funky, unnatural odor up in there.
And she smelled the stench of the dead bodies. She said she could smell it through the wall.
Right. And they just didn't want to do anything. That they literally had to see a picture to do. It stinks in there. All right, somebody picture somebody possibly boiling creek water, all right, or old collard green juice. It's funky in there. And you mean to tell me that you don't want to take that big ass police cop flashlight and flash it around here to see what's dead in here? Something done died, Hoss. You smelling old blood and what have you. All right, excuse me, an individual slaughtering people in here, put them in the freezer. They literally had to see photos here to put him in some handcuffs. That and a man who was able to escape, right? Those two had to be attached. A nigga had to run for his damn life. However he got out of it, he was handcuffed and everything, but he ran his ass up out of there, Hawks. All right, and brought the police back because he said the police was getting ready to not do anything. That's what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that I watched that whole thing from start to finish on Netflix. I will never forget that. I was like, wow.
And how many
years all of this happened? And these people the families were reporting their loved ones that was with him missing.
How many years was he abroad?
Doing nothing.
Was it 13 years? How many years was he abroad?
Oh, it was a long time. Yeah, I think about 13 years.
Right.
And they were calling and saying he was, my loved one, they're missing. They were with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
And there was one scene in the movie where his grandmother literally saved one of the black men that he was about to get to. She sat up with this black man all night long so that Jeffrey Dahmer would not do anything to him. And then when the daylight came, she made him drop this man off at the bus stop. And that his grandmother literally saved that man.
Oh my God.
That was the one he didn't kill because his grandmother wouldn't let him do it.
You know you are a bottom of the bag scumbag murderer when your grandmother has to intervene from you killing somebody. She got to stay up all night. You know, old people get tired early. You understand what I'm saying? She's got to stay up all night to make sure that you don't kill anybody.
Yep, that's what she did for this dude. This was a man he picked up off the street. She saw him and she knew something was wrong with him. She knew he was drugged up because he was not acting right. So she decided to sit up all night with this black man and watch him so that nothing would happen to him.
You
and y'all know that Jeffrey Dahmer
Grandma.
You
fucking up my dinner, Grandma.
He was abusing other military officers there that he was there with in the military. Yeah, he was sexually abusing them.
Yeah.
Was it more than one, right?
Yes. He did so much, man. They let him get away with so much. It's ridiculous.
And then he got a job at a chocolate factory. This is after he got a dishonorable discharge.
Yeah, he actually went AWOL.
Yeah, I'm about to say he went AWOL. My bad. No, he did. He went gay wall. He went gay wall.
Okay. Yeah, but you never saw it. They don't show you a lot of blood and gore in there. They really just tell the story. So you're not going to look at no severed head and all that stuff. They really kind of keep it clean as possible.
Yeah, and that's too much.
I was able to watch it.
To go over. You're going to have to use certain concepts of your imagination there. I mean, we heard the story told a million times over. A lot of us would prefer not to have to lose your dinner. All right, to be sitting here looking at.
So they believe force of one. They believe it all stemmed from his dad. His dad was a sick person.
Well, what about his dad?
His dad. You know what his dad would do? His dad would be driving along, see some roadkill, pick it up off the road, take it home, and then go get Jeffrey Dahmer, and they would dissect it together. They believe that's where he got it. Who the hell does that? Oh, there's a dead deer. Let me grab it and put it in my car, and then I'm going to go get my son and bring him down. We're going to dissect it. That's what he did.
And what he didn't know is he was grooming his son to be a serial killer.
That's what a lot of people, that's what his mother even said that. Mother even said that. His mother told, his mother and father got into a fight towards the end. And she told him, you did this, you brought them dead animals home, and then you're in the garage for hours dissecting. Yeah, his mother did blame him.
Hey, and don't be surprised. I don't know if y'all ever watched the little interviews with Oprah where she had Morgan Freeman in one-on-one joints. She did one with Billy Bob Thornton, and everything that you're talking about. Billy Bob Thornton said his father used to ride him past. All right, car accidents and little gory stuff that happened with people, and sit there and make him and his brothers look back, sit there and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something embedded into white culture here, period. Because this ain't the first time I'm hearing some shit like this, and all of this is back at the same time here. All right. And for white society, what's most commonly known upon like raggedy shit like this is watching public hangings. You understand what I'm saying? That falls right into the bag of what's practical with them. All right. But these are extra features of the norm to watch some horrific shit happen to another human being here, Hawks. All right. That is just attached to their culture. And Billy Bob Thornton, I tell you, remember the name because the interview was on YouTube. All right. He mentioned his pops taking him and his brother to go look at people after car accidents. His father did.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what his dad used to do. Find roadkill, bring it home. And when Jeffrey was still very young, he would take the roadkill and be in the garage dissecting it. And I remember his ex-wife, because he got married again, told him she thought it was sick that he was doing that.
And
well, she stayed with him
disgusting. You talking about
No. If you watch the movie,
that's right. She did divorce him. She took the other brother too.
Yeah, she took the younger brother. Jeffrey Dahmer had a younger brother. So when she packed up herself and Jeffrey Dahmer's younger brother. She left Jeffrey Dahmer with the father, and she left.
She damn sure did. She damn sure did. She said, you can keep this little big head devil motherfucker, is what she said.
Oh, my Lord. You can keep Satan. I'll take the one that I can save.
I'll take. And then she hid that we don't know where Jeffrey Dahmer brother is.
Right.
And she saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because if he was abusing his damn military bunk bunnies, who knows what the hell he did to his brother, man? Who knows? I don't put nothing past his nasty ass. All right. When you have the stories on him that he got and grandma got to save you, all right, from violating a man or doing God knows what here, ain't no telling what happened to your little brother. All right. Anything happened to him. All right. You use your imagination. That's why she went to take him to salvage whatever was left of his booty hole and his soul here. All right. Jeffrey Dahmer was something else here, Hawks. All right. They built a serial killer up in there. You raised one. They said he was intelligent.
That's where they get radicalized. They get radicalized at home.
Yep. They said he had mild intelligence. All right. He had basic common sense, meaning he can go ahead. He knew how to manipulate. All right. No, Jeffrey wasn't no super intelligent guy. That's a damn lie. All right. But did he have?
He wasn't. And the thing is, he failed at everything he tried to do. When you watch the movie, he tried jobs, he tried the military, everything Jeffrey did, he failed at it. The only thing he succeeded at was killing.
Damn. So white skin didn't give him validation.
He failed at everything he tried to do. The only thing he succeeded in was murder. That's it.
Well, that sounds about like white supremacy right there. There you go. All right. No, I just be a dirtbag. If I can't learn how to change a tire or something, I'll just be a degenerate dirtbag and run around here on scumbag serial killer time. No, he fell right where he was going to land at. He
Mm-hmm.
fell right where he was supposed to land at. I think, and this is my terms for Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer is a certain close context of the dirty face of white supremacy, because this is who a lot of these little crusty jokers emulate themselves after when it comes to the circumstances of committing these gory crimes and getting away with it. That's why you had so much support for the movies like The Joker that came out there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that shit had mass support, man, for folks reigning in there. All right, you scratch your head, you wonder why, because there's plenty of weirdos moving around here in America with the same damn theory to be some old lackey loser, zapping out, killing, and harming individuals here, Hoss, without having to bid with any consequences afterwards. All right, that's just something that has just been on the books. Flip it for the dominant society, and even praise. That John, what is it? Jack Dillinger, the Dillinger character from the back of the day. And he said, why do you rob banks? He said, that's where the money is. He was a celebrity. All right. No, though he robbed banks and everything else, the news crews praised him and laughed and wrote little slick quotes for him in the paper. No, they modeled him as something cool to look at here.
Yeah.
All right? The criminal that came out here and harmed folks and robbed a whole bunch of money. But this is how they bring the imagery upon themselves here. Now, if it's some black folks robbing some shit here, you need to put chains and bars around everything and switch the laws and chain 2 dogs up in front of the store for now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the last one is Raheem Carter. The family is upset with the way the police are doing the investigation, and more remains were found. And they didn't tell the family right away that more remains were found, because they dismembered him and scattered his body all over the place. So
can you walk us back through the story? I think I remember partial. He was on the phone with his peoples and his phone died. Is that this brother?
No, he said he was having problems with his boss at the job.
People at work.
And
the people at work.
These trucks full of white guys kept bothering him. So he went to the police department to tell them he thought something was going to happen to him. And he told his mother, if something happens, my boss is involved in this. So they ended up tracking him down in the woods, and they killed and dismembered him. So now,
this is crazy.
His body parts, they scattered his body parts all over. So more remains were found back in February, and they didn't tell the family for a long time. So the family is really upset, and they're upset with the job that the police are doing in their investigation, and they went and protested again. Yes, this is Mississippi.
This is crazy. Black man gets murdered by his own boss. You would think in a reigns of power that's enough for you to leave a person alone. Okay, all right, fire them. They don't have their job anymore. That's your boss, but yeah.
Now, I don't know. From what I understand, where he worked was a very white supremacist area. That's where his job was.
So he was constantly in a space that was hostile and uncomfortable for him.
Now, he lived somewhere else, but in the town that he worked in, from what I understand, that was one of those really white supremacist towns.
Right. Yeah. And
So he was forced to be in
away
spaces where he had to watch his tongue 24/7. He had to be careful how he moved, where he parked his vehicle at, where he stood at, possibly to take his breaks or smoke cigarettes. Anywhere he went at, he had to be cautious because this was a high-level white supremacist town.
Yes, where he worked. Yes. You know.
Go ahead, LBZ.
No, I was saying that he was saying that he had trouble at work.
Yes.
And basically, when he had disappeared, he was on the phone with his family, but he was waiting for his car to get fixed. And
And remember, he did go
Bas-
to the police to try to report it, but they kind of blew him off. They wouldn't take
right.
it seriously.
Typical. Throwing our paperwork away, all that stuff. All right, there's plenty of black reports that are reported from other police officers.
I don't think they blew them off though. I think they was banned on code.
Laurel, Mississippi, yes.
Yeah. And
That's
that
what I'm
reminds me of
saying. I
that
think
case
they
of
was banned on code. They wasn't blowing them off. They
Thank you.
already knew.
in Glen Burnie, Maryland, you had a white guy that kept threatening a black dude, and in Glen Burnie, Maryland, I want to say this is Glenmore or Glenview. He kept threatening him. The guy kept calling the police to report the white dude. All right, white dude was already diagnosed as crazy. He was getting a check and everything. All right, eventually the white man goes ahead and kills the black dude. All right, after the black guy done reported to the police 3, 4, 5, 6 times that this white dude keeps threatening his life every time he walks in and out of the damn building. This guy is screaming about how he's going to kill him. And what happens? He finally kills him. So it's too many cases where black folks are in dire need of help with all your taxpayers' dollars is poured into. All right, you deserve at least equal protections underneath the law. And to enforce you getting protections is not on the books. And if that's not on the books to enforce that, then quintessentially it isn't a law, despite what's put on the books, because we are repeatedly met with the hand that even when you are a victim, you're still a suspect. All right? No, you're the suspect of your own crime here that just happened to you. You're also a suspect.
Well,
And we are
that's why I always say that, okay, if you don't want to give us reparations based on slavery, then give us our taxpayer money back. You take our money, we don't get good policing, we don't get good education, but you're robbing us blind out of our tax money.
right.
Give us a refund back.
Yeah, equal protections underneath the law. This is money we got to fork over whether we want to or not. We don't get to sit somewhere and negotiate, hey, do I want to kick out this for state and federal funds and what have you? No, that just gets snatched out your check that's already organized for you to get your money lifted up here, Halls. So that means we should be able to taste some of these services out here for your protections and everything else. You're paying into it like your damn Social Security, but you get no access to it. None.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shit, if somebody is a crackhead, damn, in your window and shit, he got one leg dangling, all right, getting all in your kitchen window, you got to hurry up and get whatever you got in there to straighten him out. All right. No, they'll be there to possibly to remove the body or what have you here, Halls. But for the main core of whatever dirtbag they came to steal from you, you got to be flat-footed and go in there one-on-one against this joker. All right. Never mind if he's inebriated. Never mind whatever the circumstances. You got your kids in there. Black folks are put in horrible conditions. You remember when they had that pervert that snuck into one of these black dudes' daughter's room? And the man came in there with the pistol and he said the white dude was hissing at him. He started growling at him. All right. And he ended up shooting him. I want to say he shot him up 3 or 4 times here, Hawks. All right. But he had to end up issuing out justice before they even called the police. And Lord knows what would have happened if he didn't come in there quick enough as this white supremacist neighbor was stripping off his clothes inside of that man's daughter's room. All right?
I know with this case right here. Well, basically the biggest problem is they're in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
They in Mississippi. And basically, if they not going to organize themselves and go investigate what's happening and go out of pocket independent and then put pressure on Jim Crow Joe, a la what's the sister Ahmaud Arbery's mom. That's the way you're going to have to go, because they've already proven that, you know, they're not really gung-ho and doing anything about stuff like this. You're not going to get...
He was killed and dismembered, and they first told his mother he died of natural causes.
Oh, natural causes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So you need to get an independent investigation going out of pocket, which is going to cost money, and then you got to go try to get a Fed case going where they violated his civil rights, because there's no way that you're gonna get that damn racist ass government down there to prosecute. It's gonna be
Right.
kind of like a Jackie Lacey type of thing.
And
Yeah.
how does a dismembered man die of natural causes? How's that happen?
Because they don't care. They don't care what they tell black folk.
Exactly.
Seriously,
Right.
that's what it really boils down to. They don't care what they tell us. They
Right.
know it sounds
Right.
stupid, but they don't care.
Yeah, fill this autopsy paperwork out, check this box off, and get this nigga up out of here. It goes the same way when they were lying to you about the jab shots here and who was dying off of the jab shots. They were just signing everybody off because the hospitals made a whole lot more money from doing that. Do y'all remember that too as well? We were giving out random stats here for who was passing away off of the jab.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They had that in set in stock. You would have thought here that look, black people was out here dropping like flies, and we weren't. We have black folks that died.
But when you pull up the obituary, you see all of them in there that
exactly
dropped the bucket. It wasn't all of us.
Right. You keep seeing all these pale faces every day you wake up, and they keep telling you, all right, about your mama and how it's dire for you niggas to go over here and get right. I'm not dealing with, like Ice Cube said, I'm good. I'm straight here. And he had to tell Jack Black what the deal was.
Yeah.
No, man.
They picked him up. Now, when he was in the woods trying to get away from these guys, the deer, you know how they set up those deer cams out in the woods because, you know, especially deer hunters will do that. Yep. Well, a deer cam actually picked him up when he was in the woods trying to get away from these. Yeah.
Right. And they showed him because he ain't have his shirt on, right?
He didn't have his shirt on, and you can tell he was beaten because you could see his back, you know, like cut marks, like somebody hit him with something.
Come on.
And he was standing there shirtless with a branch from a tree in his hand. Yeah.
In his hand. And that was to defend himself from the people who was coming after him. He wasn't running with no branch. Trying to beat off no bull.
Yeah.
The angry, violent mob here that came to finish him off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, Lisa. That's the funny thing. The fact that they expect us to believe that's the only thing that camera caught.
Right. And we know
where did the deer camera?
It had to be more still shots. Other than just what one they're showing, it had to be.
Didn't just catch him running by. If they was chasing him, they caught something else running by, and they never showed you that.
Exactly.
And I've been saying that the whole time about this case. That's why I said they need to do something where they put an independent investigation going. And they gonna just have to put pressure on Jim Crow Joe so that Jim Crow Joe will be forced. Plus, it's coming up on election time. You're gonna have to try to do something. It won't look good. It won't look good. So
I mean, it looks bad. It looks really bad. You got Shanquella Robinson. You know who the people are, but you won't arrest nobody. And then you got this murder, and nobody's arrested. You know, it's getting to be like a pileup of these murders, and nobody is getting arrested.
Exactly, and it's all under your watch. Your
they
bald head
didn't
back.
arrest nobody. They didn't arrest nobody in the case of Breonna Taylor either. Nobody's arrested.
And then they just let Carolyn Bryant ass die, and she wasn't behind bars.
Right.
The bitch should at least die behind bars. Her last 6 months should have been behind bars. Busting big rocks into little rocks.
Yeah, but that white supremacist code there is protected high. They needed that. You talk about the mother of white supremacy, and you're also speaking underneath the context. They want two different lanes for this. Number one, in Carolyn Bryant's case, for you to be a little brutal, filthy murderer out here and for you to live until you die. And then the other side of the coin is for you to be convicted of some stuff that you did not commit here, Hoss, and for you to die in that damn prison cell. These are the two things that white supremacy relies on to keep its system going. All right. This is why the Supreme Court stepped in to try to intervene underneath of the cases of black folks here in America being able to use DNA to get themselves exonerated. Yes, the Supreme Court went to rule on something like that recently here. All right. Underneath of the scopes of this is what I believe that they're saying. If you haven't already had your cases straightened up here with this stuff for your DNA evidence, you can't use it anymore if you're locked up. So if you there, you just stuck there, in other words. Now, somebody can help me and paraphrase whatever the case is or clean this up for me, but I believe that's what the concept of it is, because 60% of the damn cases there that they pull up for exonerated individuals who didn't commit these atrocities that they've been locked up here for are black folks. Mm-hmm. That is exactly.
That shit sound big.
That's only one part of it too. You also got a bunch of people in there that's been in there for several years and their case never came to trial. You got a lot of people in there like that too.
I about to say that shit sound dead though. Look, some shit like you gotta understand it's already cooked in the books where you can't do that. Don't even worry about that shit. Look, how you gonna do that and then at the same time arrest somebody because of DNA? See,
double-edged sword, and I have it.
No, listen again. How you gonna say you can't use DNA to free yourself, but I can use it to lock you up?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna have to get thrown out altogether. They not doing no shit like that.
Right.
It's just
and in many cases, also like the exoneration stories I've done, in many cases, they had the evidence for 30, 40 years. And some cop got it in his garage, or they never presented it in court. That could have freed them. They do that too.
Yeah, they just
a lot of times they know they're not putting the right person in there, but they'll hide the evidence.
Yeah. And Kamala Harris was a prime example of that. She ended up getting called out for doing that, sending cats to death row, knowing that these guys were innocent, dealing with well-known liars and letting these individuals depict, black folks' freedom and getting your ass sent to death row. And she's sitting up here chuckling and giggling, knowing you're innocent, Halls. Knowing you're innocent. She had a reputation for that. And that points right back here to this subject matter here, because at the end of the day, if you're looking for some scopes of justice, as you were talking about the deer cameras and all that and steel shots and what have you, the dominant society already has and had the proper evidence to convict the bastards of who they know committed this crime here, Halls. It is about preserving time at this point. That's all it is. And making sure that nobody gets too cute to put two and two together.
Yeah, well, I hope the family, there is going to take somebody from the outside of Mississippi to go in there and get answers. You're not going to get it internally.
Yeah.
You're just not. You're not going to get it internally from these folks.
Right.
That are already investigating it,
Yeah. Blue Lives Matter, back to badge, and their own personal gang that they got to protect here. I was watching.
They investigate themselves in a state with Brett Favre stealing most of the fucking
right. And
if they ain't getting that right, it ain't no way you can trust that state to properly investigate something like this.
Right.
So you got to get some help from outside.
You definitely have to.
And
leave it up to them.
If the outside help is even going to help you at all, because you can be given anything and they can decide to botch this shit just like the people in the local town does, because they subscribe to the same white supremacist system here.
No, when we say Santi, when we talking about this real outside help that you paying for, like the Nation of Islam, like your own help, you need to get some outside help. You don't need nobody that's in that state. You need somebody to come in objectively to go at them. You can't get nobody inside Mississippi. They already henpecked and scared to move. They got to deal with these people every day. They need some people who can stick and move. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to already assume that the individuals that are in that town is compromised.
Everybody.
Yes.
Exactly. You gotta realize everybody there is already, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you
And,
gotta
and that
do, like
boss,
Lisa,
and that boss that his son told his mother, if anything happens to me, my boss is involved. He done packed up and ran because he was getting a lot of threats.
Oh man.
see?
His boss is no longer in that town. He packed up his family and left because people were calling his phone and making threats to him around the clock.
And he knew what
See?
time it was. He knew what time it was.
He's not even there anymore.
You see, and those things used to be just preserved for the damn Malcolm X's and Martin Luther King's where your phone ringed off the hook. But the thing is now here, at least for society, a white supremacist can't sit back and hide in the back of the damn wilderness or what have you in the trees somewhere like they used to. So the moment people get your first and last name and they understood what you have done, you got two choices. All right. Same way with did Kim Potter have to give up her house?
I don't know.
Was that Kim Potter where she had all them people in front of her crib and they put a like a wired fence and all this stuff around there? One of them police officers, they had to do all that because it was so many black folks or what have you and protesters hanging around her house and chilling and rolling up backwoods and drinking.
I remember they did that. I remember they did that to that white man down there who was talking that shit to that black kid, and they all pulled up to his
Oh
house and then
yeah. I
made him
remember
move.
that. I did a video on that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember they did that with the military dude. I do remember that where they made him move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
they
one
rolled up
had to
on his
go.
behind.
Yeah,
I remember
I
that.
do remember that.
Right. And that's when black folks were sitting up out here turning up. Hey, you had all types of trash on your lawn and havoc. All right, folks will bring a concert worth of people in front of your crib and chill. Your
Well,
house.
that's what happened to Edward Cagney Matthews in my state. He had the nerve to get on the news and give his address, and all them black folks showed up.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
They
yeah.
Yeah.
Then the
showed
motherfucker
up.
got and then gonna call the police and complain, talking about all these black people at my house. And even the police are say, well, nigga, don't give up your address, and they
Right.
won't show up.
On
Didn't
the
you
news.
break them niggas over here? Right. You can't tell them to get out of here now.
I said,
Right.
"Fool, you
Yeah,
doxed."
even the
I said,
police.
he doxed himself.
Yeah, even the police said that shit. Said, you stupid motherfucker, you doxed yourself. We can't arrest nobody because your dumb ass invited them here.
Mm-hmm.
Jackass. I
And then
never. I
after
said,
that,
damn.
that's when he tried to apologize on the news. I was like, ain't nobody trying to listen to no
Ain't
apologies
nobody
from
trying to hear
you.
that shit. That's for
Yeah.
look. That was the first time even the race soldiers got that one right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Damn. Well,
Well,
hey,
y'all, this is going to be the last one for tonight. And, sometime in May, we'll come back together because I'm sure it's going to be a lot of stuff happening. It seems to be action-packed weeks. We had Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson fired on the same day. We had Jerry
Yeah.
Springer and Carolyn Bryant die on the same day. It was a
Yeah.
crazy, crazy week.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
all we need is Clarence Thomas to get hit by a butter biscuit truck, and that'll be
A Pillsbury Doughboy truck, huh?
mhm. And look, the Pillsbury Doughboy just so happened to have on a pair of tap shoes when it hit him.
Uh-huh. All right, y'all. I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming, and we'll definitely be doing this again. And thank you, LVZ. Thank you, Santee, and
yes, indeed.
KD. I know he dropped off early. Thank you, KD. Everybody, please enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom,
Thank
family.
you, y'all. Shalom. Love ya. Peace.
Shalom. Peace.